Welcome in, guys. It is the 2nd of July, 2025. I'm Gabe. This is Double Impact. I'm your host. I'm here with the wonderful, the beautiful, the amazing. Smells good, too. Jericho Green, how you doing, friend?
Actually, we should welcome men and women and non-binaries, not just guys. Yes. I'm just saying.
We should do a land acknowledgement. I am in California, as are you. This was the ancient land of Calafia.
Yes.
It was colonized by Junipero Serra and some other Spaniards.
Oh, fucker.
A long-ass time ago. I'm not sure of the year, but it was a couple hundred years ago.
Like so long ago.
So it's funny. I did.
I used to live not far from the San Juan Bautista mission. And when you go there, it's beautiful. The what am I looking for? The main sanctuary, gorgeous, ornate, I should say, ornate.
Yeah.
Very, I mean, the artwork and the depictions of Jesus and all that stuff, beautiful.
Yeah.
Then you have the lands around it. You know, it's very well landscaped. You have a rose garden that's very famous there. It's beautiful. I have we went there. My daughter was 2, and we went there for a friend's wedding, and I got a picture of my daughter in her nice little dress smelling one of the roses in that rose garden. Wonderful place. You see where the help lived and stuff and how they worked. And they have a cemetery there for the indigenous people who gave their life. And the way that they wrote the paragraph was like, they loved it. Those little Indians would get up in the morning, whistling, making their smoke signals. They love to work themselves to death. When
just
in reality,
working up a storm.
They probably didn't love it. But it was just funny the way that they wrote the paragraph that made the Spaniards look very good.
Wow, that is. I think I went to that one. I was in your neck of the woods in November, as they say in French, in November. For my November. I was up there in Monterrey. I was in Monterey up there, and Salinas and Santa Cruz. And all that. We should make a policy on the show. Anytime we say a word in Espanol, we must say it with an accent.
Santa Cruz. Hey, fool, notice all these names are like Hispanic. Yeah, you know what? And when I learned that, I was so pissed because all you hear is stolen land, stolen land. All these places used to be, look at that, San Jose, San Francisco, Los Angeles. There are all these Spanish names used to belong to the people of Mexico, and it was ripped from their grasp. And I'm like, man, California, you dirty little blue-eyed devils. But then the information age hits us, and I find out that actually Mexico had it for about 20 minutes, and then we bought it from them, and we even allowed the Mexicans who were already living there, who wanted to be in America, to stay. You're now citizens. Yeah. Poof. A wave of the little red, white, and blue wand, and poof, you are Americans. Welcome in, brother. You know, like one of those Hulk Hogan memes, right? You know, where he's crying and says, brother, you know, we welcomed him with open arms. But then I was like, but wait a minute. All my teachers and everybody I knew there and the media and whomever I would give my ear to would tell me that, no, listen, look at the names. This was the Mexicans. And then the white man came in and said, give me that, you little brown son of a bitch.
The white man. How do you spell
white? That? It's about 3 or 4 H's. White. And then, so yeah, the white man came in and said, get on out of here, you little brown sons of bitches. And the little Mexicans, yeah. They all ran away. And then the white man wins again. That crafty, how does he do it? He went to Africa. He went here. He went there. How do they swindle these people out of their land?
Just fooling them out of everything. Well, that was the crazy part, because I've heard that everyone except white people invented everything. Every invention you know of was invented by non-whites and then was just stolen by white people. That's what I've heard.
They twist their little snidely whiplash. Fooled you again. Give me that traffic light, that computer.
I'll trade you your electricity for these shells I found at the beach.
All of them?
No.
All of them?
Half. I wouldn't be a proper businessman if I didn't bargain with you.
What can I give you to give me all of these shells that were on the beach that I grew up on, but I never collected? What can I give you so I can keep these?
All of your land.
Done. Children, pack up. We're out of here. We're going to Utah.
That's right.
So we're going to Nevada.
Packing up the truck and move to Beverly.
Damn it. But you know what I say to people, because those of us who wade into the waters of social media, ill.
Whoa, wade in the water. You gonna
well, it's not.
that?
It's like half water.
In the water.
Stop it, right there, sir. When you go knee deep into this sludge known as comment sections, people will say, you'll hear that. This was invented by black folks. This was invented by Mexicans. Whatever. But the damn white man comes in, and next thing you know, he owns it. So I always ask those people, well, then why'd you give it up? Because they'll say, all right, black people, the cell phone, the windshield wiper, the traffic light, the x-ray machines, all this shit. I'm like, you guys had like 200 patents. How the fuck why'd you give it up? How'd you do that? Did he do the Indiana Jones where he took the golden skull but left you a bag of sand?
Yep.
How did you give all that shit to white people?
Know this, dude. White people, usually they have a backpack and there's bags of sand in it. They're ready to trade you a bag of sand at the drop of a hat. You know?
Yeah, but okay, if that's the case, why did you keep falling for it? Why did you fall for it 78 times?
That's victim blaming.
Fuck. It's infuriating. If we go by your theory, you're an idiot. You are an idiot. Let's see.
White people, they weren't even white. Brown people and black people invented whiteness, and then white people stole it.
They stole their own whiteness.
Yep, they stole
and then turned it against us. And now we're oppressed by them. Son of a bitch.
I love that. I love the whole that whole meme of we was kings and all that. I love that.
We was kings and shit.
Man.
Yeah, all black people are descendants of royalty. Once again, let's go by your logic. You are trampling on the legacy of these royal people you come from. If that's the case,
oh boy,
you fucked up. You fucked up.
Maybe they're talking about Royal Caribbean cruise lines. I've seen,
but I don't think they were around. I don't think they've been around that long. I haven't Googled them, but I don't think they're 500 years old.
Have you ever been on a cruise ship? I went once and it was delightful. I
hear it's amazing. I hear if you're an eater.
I thought it was going to be stupid, and it was really fun.
I've never been on a cruise ship. I've been on other ships, but
you've been in the Navy.
Yeah, I've been in gray ships, but never one where I can eat 24 hours.
I feel like the Navy has a lot less water slides than a Carnival cruise, right?
Well, I think it's around 100% less. I can't be
100%
on that, but I think it's 100%.
Okay.
I didn't see any.
But the premium like drinks and food on the Carnival and Royal Caribbean, you got to pay. Navy, everything's free to eat, right?
Yeah, but now we're dealing with quality. Now we're dealing with the quality of the food that you're getting for free, and there is no drink. No drinks.
There's no beer allowed on the whole ship.
Nope. We had these two Italian officers who were like foreign exchange students. Yeah.
When Europeans were coming to the New World, part of the pay I read as a kid in school was rum. Was part of your pay. You got paid in rum and
yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Now it's yo ho ho and a bottle of what?
Okay, well that's the last time the Navy had alcohol on a ship was when they were singing those songs. There is no alcohol served. So we had these two Italian officers that were like foreign exchange students, and they came there. They were like, "Where is they all have their hands like the poopita. They were like, "Where is the beer?" And I was like, "Oh, we don't have that." They were like flabbergasted that we didn't serve alcohol. We're like, "Nope, that's why we fucking power it down when we get on land."
I think America has a very bizarre relationship with alcohol. Now, full disclosure, I'm a teetotaler. I don't do drugs. I don't drink at all. Like at all. I don't have a social drink. You want to drink, you're an adult, whatever. It's just not my thing at all. But I do think the alcohol laws in our country are absurd. You're fully grown. You should be able to walk around with a beer outside. And it's like, it's against the law. Now, when I go to Vegas, it's legal. Like people walk around drinking a beer. But it's like, you see travel stuff. People in, Mexico and Europe. And they have a beer and they're walking around because they're a grown up. I do think that's really strange because I think Americans, there's a lot of binge drinking going on, like a lot of alcohol abuse. It's very bad for your health. But at the same time, it's like, no drinks beyond this point. You're in a nice restaurant. It's the summer. There's a patio. Maybe you want to walk down the street to the antique shop with your wife. Whatever. You can't take your beer with you.
They freak out too.
Like you're 7 years old.
Yeah. Dude.
It's. I think it's a real weird thing. You know, I don't know.
But I think that's a byproduct of America. You know, one of our few faults is that we punish the group for the actions of a few. So you have a couple dumbasses who are breaking glass or whatever dumbass people do when they get drunk. So then they have to take it away from everybody, even though 99 and 98% of us are responsible, and we wouldn't dare. We would probably go down to said shop with our wives and then come and bring the glass back.
Right.
We're pretty responsible people. We're not going to get shit faced, but because look at a machine. You're going to see some guy getting crushed by the machine. Who the fuck is dumb enough? Some guy tried to do something, so now they got to put a sticker on all of these machines to make sure that you don't, bend down when 1,500 pounds of pressure are coming down.
I do like that we have stuff labeled like, a can of paint. Don't eat this. Really?
What? Wait a minute. What does that label say? Because I
know not to eat the paint. I'm well aware.
I was about to throw down on this fucking latex house paint right now. I'm so glad you said
that. I was going to have paint on my fries when I got home, dude.
Dude, no paint, no fries, dude. That's my rule, bro. You never had that? A nice burger, pour a little
fucking... My go-to, dude.
You never pour a little oil base, a little lacquer on your burger? You guys are missing out.
Yeah. You get some of that baby oil. That's how Diddy likes his fries.
Dude, he likes it by the gallon, dude. By the gallon.
I remember that thing got so out of hand. There was an internet rumor that Sean Diddy bought a pallet of baby oil from Costco for the parties. And the fucking Costco company put out a statement. We don't even sell that. We have nothing to do with it.
That's because the internet has too much power. And Costco, they sent that email to their rep and was like, are you serious? Yeah, man, you got it. Because if we don't, then people are going to start boycotting, blah, blah, or some stupid shit. So they had to trot somebody out there, have somebody send an email saying, we here at Costco do not sell baby oil. We don't have that product, blah, blah, blah. So it's fucking stupid. But again, that's a byproduct of some of our stupidity. So, that's either way. What was it, 1,000 bottles or something? 100 bottles? If it's more than 2 bottles, you got more than 2 bottles of baby oil in your house. It
won't let me read the whole title. It keeps putting that ad over it. Get this fucking top story out of the way. Feds allege Diddy had 1,000 bottles of baby oil, but despite lawyers' quip, Costco says he didn't buy them there. Can you imagine the world we're living with? The Costco Corporation has to put out a statement. We didn't have anything to do with that freak.
Anything to do with that freak. And to allege it, you have you're not just gonna obviously he had the 1,000 bottles for the FBI to allege that. Come on, that's another thing.
Look at his lawyer statement in the subtext there. Mark Angenifilo further denied that the number of bottles found was as high as authorities alleged. He's like, hey. He didn't have 1,000 bottles. He had 300, okay?
It was
a regular person.
850. It was 850. It was not 1,000. Strike that from the record, Your Honor. It was
a clean 850. Exactly.
Exactly. I counted them myself. I counted them all, and I tried them all myself.
Right.
850. Dude, it looks like Diddy's just going to be all right, and we all know he's a freak. You're free to go, sir. That's what it looks like. We're going to drag out all your dirty laundry and send you home because you really didn't do anything.
Oh, is that what's panning out? I'm not following the case because I don't know. I just don't care.
I'm just hearing, bits and pieces, but, that it's looking like, Mr. Combs is going home because.
Oh, it's just looking like he's a perv, but it's legal perv.
It's consent. Dude, if you go to my house and I give you a drink and you wake up and your butt hurts, but you keep coming to my house every weekend, well, now we have consent and now we can do whatever we want. And that's what it looks like. They're getting escorts involved. They were just some weird people. Hey, let your freak flag fly, especially if it's in your living room. Go for it. But it's kind of messed up that they had to, put light on his perversion.
Yes, indeed. Well, on a completely unrelated subject.
So unrelated.
I have something that I'm excited to show you guys. Hold on a second. I want to show you this. It's a little something, and it goes a little something like this. Now, hold on. Present. I hate the interface here to share the stop screen, present, share screen, blah, blah, blah.
Stupid
all this
StreamYard.
You have to keep coming and going on this. Hold on. Sorry, everyone. This is a free show. Send a super chat. That is not a free show, and then I'll pump up the quality.
Then we'll get our shit together.
Yeah.
Start fans. All right. Get what you pay for, people.
I have to log into Twitter on Chrome. Can you vamp for a minute, Jericho, while I log into Twitter?
Shit. Oh, speaking of vamp, that reminds me of a movie starring Grace Jones I think it was the 80s. Because I used to go to the video store, just like all of us. We'd frequent the video store. Let's see if I think it was the 80s, because I remember going to Sunrise Video in Prunedale, California. That was 1986, starring Grace Jones. And it had like the word vamp, and of course the V and the M, the middle of the M came down as the fangs, and it had like lipstick prints on it. So every time you say vamp, that's what I think of.
I don't know where I heard that, but I know it means to, like, kill time by kind of talking and showing off and this and that. So
and I think that stars a young John Stamos. Is that him?
Beach Boy John Stamos.
Billy Drago's in it. He's another guy. Billy Drago is like that Asian guy with the Fu Manchu mustache and the long hair who's in everything. Same with Billy Drago. He played who was he? Damn, a famous mobster. He was Capone's hitman in Untouchables.
I don't know. I don't know that movie.
Kevin Costner. What?
I think
we got to do Untouchables, man.
I saw it once and I was sort of not paying attention also.
Dude,
so
Untouchables is fucking amazing. That needs to be the next movie then.
That is with Sean Connery and then Kevin Costner, right?
That's correct. And Andy Garcia. A young Andy Garcia. He came out in 87, so everybody's young. Even Connery got the salt and pepper. Connery might have been in his 50s or something.
Of course, darling.
But who was it? Robert De Niro plays Capone.
Right.
So it's quite a lineup. But no, that movie's the shit.
Yeah, it's a good one. And that really nerdy guy with the glasses, I always felt sorry for him, the dweeb that gets killed. Doesn't he get killed? Shot up, a really nerdy looking one?
No, I think the nerdy guy makes it. Doesn't he make it?
Who gets blasted?
He looks like that nerdy guy looked like they couldn't get Rick Moranis. They're like, all right, get this fucking guy.
Hi, this is Mick. This is Mick Moranis.
Hey. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I look like who? I never heard of him. Hey, your work, man. Your work. No, I think the bookkeeper lives. Okay. I want to say the bookkeeper lives. I mean, spoiler alert. Shit, you haven't seen. Well, you haven't seen it, have you?
I saw it once. I did see it once. So,
how long ago?
10 years. It was a while, but it's okay. I mean, it's not going to upset me. Like, I understand. I know the premise. I know the history.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Sean Connery is the one who gets blasted.
Right.
But that's why Billy Drago gets fucked up by Kevin Costner.
Right.
The movie's great. Okay. I want to say the bookkeeper. He lives. Vamp. And I've never seen it. That's what always stuck out to me about this movie is I never watched it. I would see it and I can't remember if I just didn't want to. I just thought it was like too scary or some shit. But looking at the fact that the budget was $3 million and it stars Grace Jones, it's probably a piece of shit.
Okay, I finally got it. Now you tell me if you can hear this. Little something I want to show everyone in the audience here. Check this out.
We must fight. I'm willing to risk everything to find the truth.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun.
Sick.
Yeah,
who'd you get on?
One more time. We must fight. I'm willing to risk everything to find the truth.
Also, my 47th birthday. Empyrean, the crowdfund for the 120-page graphic novel will be launching.
Who'd you get to do the voiceover?
That's my partner, one of the co-creators' daughter. Very talented at video editing and stuff like that. And I have a celebrity friend of mine going to be working on the voiceovers for the rest, for some other stuff for it. We have a lot of stuff coming, a lot of fun teasers. Jericho, do you have it handy? I have it handy. I have it right here.
It's in my son's
right here. 120 luxurious, gorgeous. Some would say sensuous, pages. Look at that. I opened right up to a double page spread with a jump kick, an evil robot, a good robot, lots of bad guys. The blue screen is eating up the image. You can see through the blue screen technology I'm using or green screen behind me. But yes, it's done. It exists. It's a beauty. So when you order it, you're going to get it in a timely fashion. You'll get it as promised. I'm very excited to bring that to you. And no less than Eisner winner. The Eisner, there is no higher. There is no higher award in comics than the Eisner. That's the Oscar of the comic industry. Eisner winner and great friend of mine, Mike Barron, he read it and he loved it. My editor at Arc Press, who I'm doing some illustrations for, Tony Daniel, he's a Nebula Award nominee. The Nebula is like the highest award in science fiction, and he's a writer and editor. He loved it. He gave me a great review, a video review. Mike Barron put out a written review on his Substack and his newsletter. So people who know writing, and then the artwork is, of course, gorgeous. You know the kind of art I'm doing. We don't do anything low budget around here. They love it. So you can rest assured, not only going to get a good book, not only going to get a great looking book, not only going to get it on time, it's going to be freaking awesome. I was listening to my editor from Arc Press, Tony Daniel's video review he did. And this is what's so rewarding about it. He mentioned things that were in my subconscious about writing that I didn't tell anyone. The way I characterize people, the adventure, what I was going for. What he compared it to is what I had in mind when I was writing it. So I love that. I love that. I succeeded. I thank God. It's God's blessing. I succeeded with a great team I'm working with Acheon, with the colorists that helped me color it, and then my wife doing the editing, and then the Webb family. They brought me the basic idea for the story, and then I created a whole universe and characters and a whole saga here. They had like 3 characters when they brought it to me, and it blossomed. I saw the idea and thought the idea was spectacular. So yes, Empyrean, Earth Illuminated. You're gonna want this. And in the Indiegogo, Kickstarter, crowdfunding world, and not just comics, all kinds of products. There's a lot of stuff, man. People take money for crowdfunding and they don't deliver, and the stuff's late or whatever. We're here. We're done. It's edited, printed, ready to go. So you're gonna freaking love it. So. Let's see. Oh, Michael Coulter says, I love some. Oh man, I love the artwork. That's some Todd McFarland creation right there. Wow, dude. Todd McFarland is one of the greats of the greats. That is high praise. Thank you very much. Art looking top notch as usual. Thank you, Andy. I love it. And Andy, you said you bought Dean Cain All-American Lawman the other day. I mailed out some comics yesterday to you and others, I believe. If you ordered it this week, then yours was one of the orders I sent out to the post office yesterday. So yeah, but this is what we've been waiting for. We got the Unsolvable Tyrus too. Can I show you more cool stuff? And guys, we're not doing a movie tonight. My assistant, my person that does all the movie photos for me, was not available at all this weekend. So that's why we don't have a movie tonight. They just weren't available. So we're going to do Apocalypto next week. But I told you, once a month, I want to just do a talk stream anyway. You know, I don't want to just talk at Jericho. I want to talk to him, you know. So
through him.
So, oops, I just accidentally opened like 15 files when I was trying to click on one. Holy shit, dude. Sorry, I got to close a bunch of stuff. Well, that was stupid. Sorry, I was trying to show you one thing. I have good news, and I want to get your react on this, okay? We'll come. Remind me to come back to a T-shirt thing, but I want to share this next, and I want your opinion because you know him personally too. You know him, you love him. It's private, so I won't play it, but I'll at least show it up here. Good friend of the show. We'll have to have him back sooner or later. It's a busy freaking guy. The great Dean Cain. There he is there. I will not play this because it's not for public consumption. It was a private thing, but that's a video he sent me that I passed along to a youngster named Austin, who has a brain tumor that he's fighting. His parents love the Dean Cain Superman show from the 90s. They watch it all the time, and I guess they watch it with Austin. So a random a fan contacted me on my business email address and said, hey, do you think you could get Dean to give little Austin a shout out and encourage him? And he loves Superman and this, that, and the other. I said, I'll ask. And, so I asked, and I didn't expect anything, because you got to understand, like, when you're famous, you're getting asked a million things. And it's nothing personal if they can't get to it. It's just the reality of the situation. But as I've said many times, and Jericho, you'll vouch for this. You tell them if I'm lying or not. The Dean that you've seen on this show and other stuff we've done, nice, smart, funny, considerate, generous and all that, is the same person when the camera's off and we're just hanging out, right?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
He doesn't act different at all. Like, it's like the same dude. So he's not a phony, which I don't know if you heard, but sometimes in Hollywood, there's some big phonies. Not a phony. So just randomly, I got that video today as a text from him on my phone. And I was like, what's he sending me a video? What's this a video of? And I played it. And he's like, just giving well wishes and encouraging this little youngster that was sick. But his family wrote on here, I'm going to lean in and read it. Dean Cain, Superman himself, sent Austin a personal video message. Dean played Superman for years on Lois and Clark, and here's the part that gets me. This is the version Austin watches on YouTube every single day. Austin is a little boy with a brain tumor. This is from his family's public Facebook, so I'm not saying anything out of school here. All day, every day, that's his Superman, and now that same Superman looked into a camera and spoke directly to him. I've known Dean Cain's face since Beverly Hills 90210 when I was a teenager many moons ago, but today that face gave my little boy something I never could, a moment of pure magic, strength, and joy right when he needed it most. There are no words big enough for the kind soul, one of Austin's followers who reached out to people he knew and made this happen. Or for Dean Cain, who took the time to make a little boy feel like a real-life superhero. There is still so much good in the world, forever thankful. I'm thankful to be involved in something like this. And I mailed the little boy a copy of Dean Cain, All-American Lawman. Hope he can read it and have a great time. And I autographed it for him and all that. And, you know, I don't feel like I or Dean did anything for this kid. I feel like they do something for us when we do this. Like, it's an opportunity for me. It's like an honor. And I'm not being sanctimonious. I fully mean that, because I know what it's like. And you know what it's like. Everyone, Jericho, everyone watching, you know what it's like to feel alone, to feel unloved, to feel scared, to feel like cornered. Is that, you know what I mean? Like, you know what that feels like. And if you can do something to assuage those feelings in someone else, what a gift. So I just feel lucky to help anyone like that. You know, people, and I'll be honest, it's a little inside baseball here, but people like contact me like, hey, can you tell Dean this? Can you tell? And I have to like filter that, because some of it's not something I should pass on to him. I don't want to be a dickhead or anything or rude, but like you can imagine, there's some things like I'm not bringing that to him. That's not. And you know, these people, they thousands and hundreds of thousands, jillions of people want to talk to him, want a piece of him. So, but I saw this email and I was like, oh wow, that's an important thing. A little kid who's, God willing, he'll be okay, you know. So, but what do you think of stuff like this?
That's awesome, man. Anytime, you know, someone thinks so highly of you that you know, that they think that you could bring some happiness to somebody in whatever way, I mean, that's huge. You know, especially in a time like that when, you know, geez, the parents, you know, what they must be going through. But to give that little boy, you know, a moment of happiness, or to give him something to focus on that's going to take his mind off of what he's dealing with sometimes, if he's not feeling well, you know, if he's going through treatment or something like that. So, man, I mean, you have to take those opportunities. And like you said, you know, it's better for us. I'm sure the kid feels great. You know, I'm sure that was awesome for him, but how good it makes us feel just to be able to help somebody, you know, is really cool.
Yeah, it's that old saying, and you know, and these things, these platitudes, they feel so trite and insincere, but it really is better to give than receive. You know, it really is. It's such a, I don't know. I mean, that's what I truly believe. I always thought it was funny. You tell me if you agree. When people go, what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life? They climb to the top of, you know, Mount Everest, and they talk to the guru or the whatever, the Maharaj, whatever it is. What is the meaning of life? And I was like, the meaning of life is self-evident. It's to love each other and love God. Isn't that, like, it's obvious to me? Maybe I'm wrong. That's pretty obvious to me that's what else could we do that would have any meaning? There's quite literally nothing else we can do that has meaning. All the stuff we do, it doesn't have meaning. It's vanity. It's a puff of smoke. It's gone. But loving people, loving God, that's eternal. That never dies. It can't die. That's what I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. So.
Yeah, I also think, you know, doing quality time, you know, doing something impactful with your time here, you know, doing good.
But to me, that's loving people. Like if I'm a great businessman and I invent a good product or medicine or even good entertainment that enriches people's life, that is a form of loving people with my work. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. I don't know. So, but yeah, that was an honor to help little Austin. Pray for little Austin. That is, I guess it's a brain tumor. Hope he ends up being okay. Poor little guy.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you this. I designed this afternoon quickly. We're going to have some really fun stuff at Comic-Con. You're going to love it. Would anyone be interested in buying this? It's a commemorative shirt. Big Man Comics has got a montage of a couple of our covers on there. And this is what I and the booth crew at my booth will be wearing. And this is why I was asking your shirt size, Jericho. Whether you come to Comic-Con or not, I'm going to send you one of these. Yeah. But you and the audience, your fans, your customers, your backers, are you cool enough to rock the Big Man Comics gear and have people ask? This is San Diego Comic-Con 2025. Like, I won't remake this one. This is a limited edition one, you know. So I do wonder if people would like that. I think they would. I think it's a beautiful shirt. I think it's got a great design with some spectacular art. Now it's a little blurry because it's a small image. The real shirt isn't nearly this pixelated.
No, it looks way better.
Can you imagine if that's what you were wearing? Just all those pixels.
Like, what the fuck is that? You don't see
No, that's a
it?
screenshot from my phone. That's why it's so dinky. But yeah, but if you're wondering, it's from this stuff here. This is the cover to the Unstoppable Tyrus. And I was texting with him on the phone today. This is coming along nicely. And of course, again, this book here, this one already exists. It's already done. I'm so excited. I'm over the moon on this stuff, man. We're going to have an awesome party on July 26th at 8 p.m. at my friend's restaurant. It's an awesome bar, dance club restaurant. Nerdrotic is going to be there with some of the people. And the guys from Film Threat, Chris Gore and Alan. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have an event, right? You got to sign up to come to this thing. We're going to do that. It's going to be really fun. And then just hanging around the booth, we're going to be selling stuff. We're going to be meeting and greeting and autographing. And I'll have, I think, Nerdrotic and the Film Threat guys and some of my other friends I'm trying to get to come. I'm trying to get Mike Barron to come. He did turn like 77 today. July 1st is his birthday. Man, that makes me feel old because I remember being in Mike's backyard at his 59th birthday. Ooh, boy.
Damn.
So, yeah, that was, he's 77, I believe. So, yeah, Heather says she wishes she was going. You can go.
You still
Where,
can.
where's she again? Isn't she in Lake Havasu?
Yeah, Arizona.
Isn't it like 3 hours from here, though, Lake Havasu?
Yeah, it's not
San
that
Diego?
far. You are not
Come on,
barred
Heather.
from going. Yeah.
What's gas? $6 a
go.
gallon? $5.50? Come on.
Not in Arizona. Not till you cross that border into California.
That's true. Yeah.
Then that's when we bend it over. Come here.
Oh, look at
Take
this.
that.
X-Wing, he's rocking his hero shirt. Are you the Dean Cain one? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, that's cool if he is. Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff. My wife is just a superstar working on all this stuff day and night. We're really going to have a presence there. It's going to be really fun. So, yeah. Going to be a great time. So that's what's going on in this neck of the woods. What is going on in your neck of the woods?
Cranking out content, man.
Oh, man, I thought you could say you're cranking something else. I was like, whoa, it's not that.
Cranking it right now. Here, let me put my camera down. Let me show you.
This is not that kind of show.
It's gonna be. Let me show you what I'm doing. No, I just I just did 2 videos today. Shit's just fucking bing bang boom.
Right.
There's always something
All right.
going on. 2, 3 things going on. So my cup runneth over.
That's cool. Let's see. Mike Barron, the Chad. I got to make sure I buy his Nexus omnibus before crowdfunding. Yes. So Jericho, Nexus is a science fiction hero. His name is Horatio Hellpop. And he has these, like, he could shoot, energy beams out of his hands. He could fly. He could do all kinds of stuff. He's really, really a cool sci-fi character. Really cool design. My friend Mike Barron invented him. He came out back in 1981. The book went on for years. It is now just published every once in a while as a miniseries. But they collected it in a big, like 5-inch, omnibus, dozens of issues. And my buddy Mike is doing a crowdfund on that. And he's almost to $200,000. I'm so happy for him. He's the guy that wrote, I told you, the older guy that's a friend of mine that wrote The Punisher back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's I'm very happy about the Nexus crowd. And I'm going to have Mike on tomorrow to talk about Nexus and his other work. So yeah. And I'm trying to get Mike to come to Comic-Con, but he's his leg is owie. He's got an owie leg, as my granddaughter would say. So here it is here.
Punisher, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, kind of a big deal. He basically defined the Punisher in the 80s. Let's see. I think we have a question in here. X-Wing says, don't know if you guys are open to questions. Well, I know I'm not. What about you, Jericho?
No. Mm-mm.
Don't ask. Don't ask me anything, right? I'm just kidding. Ask away. But I had a brief one on storytelling. Do you guys find it difficult sometimes to wrap up a story? I have 1,000 endings in my head, and I'm trying to pick one. Listen, the ending is the most important part of the story. The ending is your point. So the ending will reveal itself to you if you ask yourself, why did I write this? What was I trying to say? True love wins. Being brave is important. Being honest is important. What was I trying to say? And there's your ending. You have to have everything that added up in Act 1 and Act 2 and then leading into Act 3. It all has to logically add up and pay off. Okay, this is what I was trying to say about life or humanity or whatever. So that's your ending there. You can't just willy-nilly pick an ending because it won't feel right. And it is a math equation. It really is a logic equation. So that's my opinion on it there. Jericho, do you have any idea on that? You know, I know you haven't written a lot of stories or anything, but humor, jokes are the exact same thing. You have to nail that punchline, right?
Yeah, and you know, I don't know if there's a formula to coming up with it. It's just kind of go where it takes you. You know, if you have a concept, just kind of follow it, and I think the end will reveal it. Same thing with, like, you know, a joke or something like that. Sometimes you just let it lead you, and you just feel the thoughts coming, almost, right. You know, off of the tail end of the last thing you said. The next thing is coming, and there might be a moment of, what is this going to be? But it always just happens. So I think if you just follow that story, it'll kind of reveal yourself, you know, the kind of the natural conclusion to it, or maybe some cool ass twist, you know?
Right. Yeah. Because writing stories or anything, it's logic, right? It has to add up. It doesn't look like it. When you're a good artist and a good writer and all that, it doesn't look like logic and math, but it is. There's a pattern to it. And I know I have a natural affinity for it. I've always been, you know, good at it. I remember one of the first jokes I ever realized how it worked was my grandma made the blue box of Kraft macaroni and cheese. Now, you have to understand, my dad's a gourmet chef. My grandparents on my mom's side own a restaurant. We did not eat junk food. We didn't eat box food. We didn't eat processed food. So to have the blue mac and cheese was like, what is this, Christmas? Is this my birthday? Like, and it was so tasty because I never ate anything like that growing up. And I love the way she made it. I like my mac and cheese like soup. I want cheese gravy liquefied in there. I don't like the thick chewy. No, it's got to have gravy.
Somewhere in between.
Like, not like soup. Sorry. Between like barbecue sauce and soup. I want it not runny, but I don't want it where you pull it and there's a cheese pool.
You want it creamy.
Yeah, I want it creamy. I want it like an Alfredo sauce. You know, like the white. Okay. I want it like that on my mac and cheese. And she would make it that way. She put the powder, the milk, a big old knob of butter. And I figured out how to tell a joke. And I can still remember I was like 5 or 6 years old. And I said, Granny, I don't like this. And she's like, huh? I said, I love it. And it was that's a joke, right? So the logic of a joke is A plus B isn't C, it's D. You never saw it coming. It's still true. So that's how jokes, I realized as a kid, that's how jokes work. That it's always true, but it's not what you expected. You know. So look at this. Son of a bitch.
Nice.
He's got me cornered. See
that?
This guy must have a notebook out while he watches this show and he knows everything we've ever said.
You want chunky mac and cheese? No, you want that shit creamy. That's what you want.
But with peanut butter, I want the chunks. And
hey, creamy's creamy.
I feel like creamy's for little kids that like maybe their teeth are falling out and they can't chew because it hurts their little teeth or something.
But you're saying in certain scenarios you're a fan of creamy. Is that correct?
I like creamy on my mac and cheese, not on
that's a yes or no question. In certain situations, you do.
Do you like it creamy or not?
Mac and cheese?
Just life.
I don't think life comes in textures that feel good in your mouth. I don't think so. Like a bisque. Yeah.
Yeah, about like that. Yeah. Yeah. Because you go to the barbecue, you go to the potluck, and someone brings mac and cheese, and you get a brick of noodles, and allegedly there used to be cheese there. No, that's terrible mac and cheese.
Anytime it's a potluck, I want to FaceTime you while you cook and show me your kitchen, because some situations are real fucked up and I'll be eating your food. That shit's
What are that Indian street food videos that I send you?
Yeah, it might be like that. You might have New Delhi in your kitchen and you're bringing me some bullshit that's going to have me laying in the bathtub naked, fucking coming out of both ends.
I saw one where the guy, it must have been a put on, but it looked so real. He was cutting chicken thighs in half with the sharpened toenail of his big toe.
Yeah, I
sent you that one.
That's disgusting. Dude, he was peeling it though. That thing was sharp. He must have sat there with a file at night and just sharpened that bitch, because that thing was cutting through that chicken with zero effort. Yeah, man, you could be walking into a situation like that. You have me fucked up for 24 hours, and you've never had food poisoning until you've been in the bathtub shitting and vomiting. Then you've been to the mountaintop.
Thank God, I've only gotten food poisoning like 2-3 times in my life that I know of. Where one time I was like 6th, 7th grade, we got pizza at Elitch Gardens, which is a Six Flags amusement park in Denver. And me, my cousin John, and my brother Abe throwing up in diarrhea till 2:30 in the morning after we got home from the amusement park.
Ooh.
All three of us. And the only thing I think all three of us ate was the pizza.
Yeah, somebody was digging in their ass or their nose.
Right.
Didn't wash their
scrubbing
hands.
away.
Boom.
Itchy crack, and then they handed you pizza.
Yeah. Here you go, dude.
Dude,
Hey,
my daughter and I,
dude.
you know my daughter, she's a great stand-up comedian, works at the world famous Comedy Store. And she and I just write jokes on the fly. You write jokes on the fly. You're such a good improver. And we do it too. And I took them to the Del Mar Fair last week. That is the county fair for the 4th of July. It's like the whole month of June. And it's right on the ocean there at the Del Mar horse race track. It's a San Diego institution, this thing. It's a huge fair. And we got the fair food and all that. And I paid $9 for a slice of pizza.
Ooh.
This pizza looked like the worst cardboard, flavorless, microwave piece of shit. I paid $9. The girl hands me the paper plate, and I look at it like, what the? So we sit down. I'm eating. We got some cinnamon roll with tres leches. We got that. We tried like 5 things that we saw viral on Instagram. And I take a bite of the pizza. My daughter bites the pizza and goes, oh, that's good. It looks terrible. Looks cold, congealed, flavorless. I bite it. It was insanely good pizza. No. And we both turn to each other, and at the same time, like Jinx, you owe me a Coke, we both go, that's like an ugly girl with a good personality. Like we both told the same joke to each other. It was like kismet. It was pretty funny. So, but yeah, that's what ugly food that's delicious. It's like she's got a nice personality.
But is that enough? Is that enough? I guess it was.
Oh, we got a San Diego original in the house. Secretary, not sure, shares the privilege with me to live in the best part of California with the best Mexican food, San Diego, California.
That's not true.
The best weather. See, the difference between the Mexican food I have and you have, Jericho, is the same difference between our weather. That's how I'll put it too.
No, the main difference between our Mexican food and your Mexican food is your Mexican food contains a good amount of cat shit.
No.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Our Mexican food is delicious. Well, it tastes like it. It tastes like it. It tastes like it has cat shit in it.
No,
Northern California Mexican food.
You're mispronouncing delicious succulent beef and chicken sauce.
Cat shit. Cat shit. So you guys got the culinarily weak Mexican people that came up from Mexico that couldn't make it to the north.
Imagine this.
I have to set up shop here. I can't make it.
San Diego is on the Mexican border. So by the time the food crosses the border, it's now in America. So it gets improved by being American, but then it gets all the way up to you, another 600 miles or whatever. It's kind of ruined on the journey. Picks up things.
We got the cream of the crop. We saw the greatest and beckon them up north. Come up here. Bring your talents up here. Other shitty ones, you stay there in San Diego. The rest of you guys
don't even have California
burrito.
Don't even have a California burrito.
And what's a California burrito? A burrito with avocado in it?
You wouldn't ask that if you knew anything about Mexican food.
But that's what California everything is. If it's a California something, it has avocado in it. That's what
makes California
it a
burrito.
California.
I'll tell you what it is.
Has avocado in it.
Carne asada burrito.
Carne.
With the beef, with the carne, with the beefsteak, with the pico de gallo. But I don't like pico because the tomato jumps. So I say sin tomates. It has a little guacamole.
Avocado.
And then the showstopper, it's got French fries in it. That's right. What are you going to do about that?
So that's your claim to fame is putting French fries in your burrito?
I'm just saying something so easy you can't even do it in the Bay Area because pink-haired weirdos are burning down.
Because we're too fucking classy for that horse shit. We want good food.
Look at this.
French
fries. Now my wife's on you.
She's just backing you because that's your
ruca.
So that's your ruca. That's your chica. She's always gonna back you.
That's me vieja.
Well, as she should.
Right.
As she should. But she knows the truth.
Right.
When after she says goodnight to you, good night, Gabe, she's gonna mouth the words in silence. Jericho's right. What's that, Gabe? Nothing.
Oh, she be out.
Jericho's
Suitcases on the fucking porch.
But I'm not trying to break up a happy home. I'm just trying to tell the truth. And the truth is the best Mexican food is in Northern California. Come on up and check it out.
I can see Mexico from here. You can't.
So that makes your food better? Because you can see where it came from?
We're closer to the source.
So I have to look into a cow's asshole to make sure I get a good steak? No.
Would it hurt?
No, it would probably give you pink eye.
I didn't say that. Put your face on it.
If you're gonna, everybody knows if you're gonna look at an asshole, you get up close on that thing.
You want
some particles in your eye.
Eye to eye, man to man. You really?
That's right. Eye to hole. Eye to
you look me in the eye when I'm talking to you.
You look me in the chili ring when I'm talking to you. You feel those particles in your eye? You know how you get people.
No. Hardy harmonica. No. Tacos de tripas.
Tripas. Ew. That's fucking disgusting.
Do you know what the tripas are? Do you know what part that is?
Yeah, it's a fucking guts.
No.
The stomach lining. So right. They put menudo.
I've seen one. I think at a place, and it was the breast, the milk glands from the breast. Oof. I've seen.
I bet that doesn't have such a bad taste, as bad a taste as the fucking shit. Fucking.
But you know it's gonna have the texture of like a snail, dude, just all mushy and chewy and slimy.
But in the right hands, if your Mexican food's so fucking good down there, then you could make that tender.
I'm not eating it. I'm going with this. Tacos al pastor. These are shepherd. A pastor is a shepherd. So they're that. And you know where they came from? This is your Mexican Minute with Gabriel El Taib. The Lebanese immigrants, Arabs, came to Mexico, and that's why it's on that spinning rack. That's a Middle Eastern, Arab, and Greek thing, for a gyro sandwich.
Shawarma.
That's why the Mexicans have that shawarma thing, because the Lebanese did the tacos al pastor. They did them at first as lamb because they're Arabs and they don't eat pork. And then the Mexicans adopted it and turned them into pork.
They're like,
I don't really like pork. It's so good, though. It's the marinated with the ancho chili and all that, and the pineapple.
Oh, it's
best,
so good.
Best tacos.
Mexican people are like, shit. Mexican
Muy sabroso.
We'll fuck a pig up down here. You go ahead and keep your lamb. We'll throw a pig on that bitch.
Small intestine. Dude, no. I'm not
it's
eating
gross. It's where the poop goes.
Well, yeah. I mean, the large intestine would be worse.
No, man. Hey, keep that carne asada.
That's the business end. That's the end of the last stop, end of the line is the large intestine, dude. That's where they're getting off.
No, I want the part with the shit in it. I don't want that carne asada. Give me the shit meat. No, fuck that.
Carlsbad is a city in San Diego. Heather says my favorite Mexican restaurant in Carlsbad got shut down, Freudian slip, because the owner shot somebody and went to jail.
Yeah, you can't run your restaurant from the booty house. You can't do that. But what do you mean down Arizona? I thought you could shoot somebody for whatever you want down there.
For stealing a horse?
Everybody has
Let's
guns.
go back to here. I looked it up. Sentencing scheduled. Hold on. Let's see. Sentencing scheduled in taco shop shooting in Carlsbad. 2013.
The taco shop murders.
Get this
That's
shit
fucked up.
A man who fatally shot a Carlsbad woman who broke off their brief relationship in 2003 is scheduled to be sentenced Wednesday at the Vista Courthouse. Gilberto Mendoza Castillo, 39,
Gilberto,
pleaded guilty last month to second-degree murder and attempted murder for wounding the victim's cousin. The defendant faces 48 years to life in prison. Holy shit.
Well,
she wasn't kidding.
Somebody, but the other made it sound like it was like a customer, like somebody came to rob it or something. That's fucking Beyonce.
This is terrible. Ugh.
Yeah, man, he needs to go to prison. Well, I mean, I don't know. We need to know the story because did he find her in bed?
If he's guilty, I don't know. I wasn't there. We don't know the facts. Whatever.
I mean,
if that's true,
the same.
If it's true, what happened? That is terrible. That's all.
But if he shot a man, everybody would just assume that guy must have done something to deserve it.
Right.
If it's a woman, then our thoughts are automatically, he's a monster. How could you shoot a woman?
There's a term for that in psychology that we instantly make victim and abuser, male and female. We always say women are victims and men. There's a term in psychology. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, there's the concept of women are wonderful in psychology. That women don't even sin and all this stuff like this. It's all in our psychology. I think this has to do with the queen bee in the hive. We realize the female is more valuable for reproduction. So all the bees are willing to die to defend the queen. I feel like there's a bit of that in humans. We're like, hey, man, she's the one that has the baby. It's 9 months plus toddler time. Dudes, 200 million sperm per time. Like, it's easy for us to have. I mean,
everywhere.
Quite literally, we could get multiple women pregnant per day. Yeah. Little little bit sperm is cheap, eggs are expensive. I'll put it that way. So I think that's a little bit why women get let off the hook so much, because we value their existence for their continuation of the species.
I think it's called the clam theory.
Plus, if we did like lose too many women, dude, that's going to be a lot of unfolded laundry just sitting everywhere, dude.
Yeah, dishes piling up.
Fucking dishes everywhere.
All these men going unnagged. Can't let that happen.
Yeah.
No, I think it's called the clam theory.
Can't allow a man to go unnagged. That is one of the, I mean, there's a million jillion things great about my wife. You know her personally, and you've raved about what an amazing wife she is. She's a model wife. And one of the things I appreciate about her the most is she's not a nag at all.
No, my wife isn't either.
At all, like at all. Doesn't nag me. It's amazing. So, but I do feel like, and now see, this is victim blaming for men. The men that get henpecked and nag, I instantly blame them. Like, oh, you're a pussy. Why don't you just tell her to stuff it already and blah, blah, blah. And like,
tell her to shut up.
Yeah, shut your trap, you dizzy broad.
Get the fuck out of here. That's what I do.
But if you're in a relationship with a woman long enough, you will have to talk them down at least once or twice.
You have to talk them out of a story.
They will go look into the doorway of insanity and wonder what's in there. And you go, we're not going in that room. Come back over here.
You can't. Stay with the group.
Room's off limits.
Stay with the group. Yeah.
I want to know what's in there.
Nothing
for you. It's nothing for you in Crazy Town. We're not doing
nothing in there but a beating. That's what's in there. My right hand's in there.
That's horrible.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
When did you know that your wife was the one? Like, how long did you date before you got married? Speaking of
we
wives.
dated 4 years.
Dated 4 years.
Yeah, I wasn't giving it up that easy.
Yeah.
4
years. What kind of said, okay, Playboy Jericho's done being a player. I think I could go solo now, like just with one.
I mean, I don't remember the moment, but she's a great woman. Yeah, I like being around her. She was enough. You know, I didn't want for anything from any other broad. So she was everything that I needed. So I needed to look no further. Let's go ahead and lock this one down. Take her off the
market. Lock it in like on a game show. I'm gonna lock it in, Craig.
Yeah.
All right, Jericho's locking it in for round 3.
Final answer. Put a sold sign in the front window. It's over. Right. So yeah, and it's been wedded bliss. You know, I'm sure for her, she's having a great time.
Right, time of her life
for almost 20 years. Well, we've been married for 16, but
so together, 20 years.
Yeah, December will be 20 fucking years.
Yeah, I suppose.
No, actually, 2 years ago was 20 years. I take that back. 2 years ago.
Yeah, you better get it right in case she sees.
Well, that's not the wedding anniversary, so that one I got some wiggle room on.
I never believe that cliche, by the way, that men forget birthdays and weddings. Like really, it's fucking one day. How do you forget that?
Yeah, we can't dress ourselves. We can't balance the household finances. We can't do anything.
I was talking to a coworker once at DC Comics, and he was freaking out because it was Valentine's Day morning. And he said he had done nothing for his wife because he forgot. I said, dude, you have like an entire year of it being on the calendar before it comes up every year.
Yeah, you only got 3 days you have to remember. Even if you have kids, you throw it on the wife, you know, because she's going to be doing all that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But 3, her birthday, your wedding anniversary, and what was the third one?
Valentine's.
Her birthday. Yeah, Valentine's Day. That's it.
Yeah.
3.
No fuss, no muss.
Put a reminder on your phone, and every year it will remind you 24 hours. Give yourself 48 hours. How about 48? Give yourself 48 hours. Right. Put a reminder on your phone. Every year it'll go off and say, hey, get this, get that, birthday, Valentine's Day, anniversary, whatever.
You ever go to Steve's Candy like a day or two before Valentine's?
It's fucking packed. Looks like some restaurant that was on Triple D. There's fucking
it looks like a new fucking Nintendo's coming out that day or something. There's just a line down the block.
There's some new Jordans coming out. There's another fucking Harry Potter movie that people are camping out for. What the fuck's going on? Oh, Steve's Candy. Right. It's February 13th at 5 p.m.
Right.
That's right. Or even worse, February 14th at 5 p.m. Holy shit.
Going there on your lunch break on Valentine's Day. That's the move.
Hey, that's when sees candy, goes, "Hey, bend over. We're gonna stick it up your ass because all this chocolate is twice as much, bitch." And go ahead. No, you don't need us. Go, leave. Go find somewhere else. Come on.
No, tell her you couldn't find any. Go.
Yeah, go pick through those empty shelves somewhere else.
Why don't you? No, just go to 7-Eleven. You can get her a Twix. I'm sure she'll love it.
And the person at C's just goes like that, and 3 employees show up with boxes of chocolates. You want this, or you want to go out there in the world and fucking fend for yourself? Yeah, that's what I thought. Give me your wallet.
They make
$50
great candy.
They
make
do.
Great candy.
Damn
and
it.
You know, I checked the ingredients. Most of it is butter, sugar, like real. That's why it tastes.
So good.
I can't eat the regular candy. Like I've eaten healthy. I've tried to switch my diet for like the last 12, 13 years. Don't drink soda. Don't eat like candy, like the Halloween candy. I try a piece of Halloween candy now. I can't eat it. It tastes so gross and artificial. See's candy, I do love. It's real stuff.
It's delish.
So
delish.
They
put it on a dick. If they put See's chocolate on a dick, I'd think about it. I wouldn't do it, but I'd do it.
Jericho Green said that, not me.
That's See's. That's See's. Nah, get it out of here. I won't do it.
All right. Heather said, my husband went on vacation with his siblings on my birthday.
Ooh. Now, wait a minute. Is this like an annual thing? But it could be an annual thing that was happening before. I mean, does he pull out, no pun intended, does he pull out of the annual trip, or was this like a one-time thing? But what were the stakes here?
Yeah, was it like was your birthday on the Super Bowl and they happened to win tickets on the Jen and Z90 call-in crew? Like, did he have a reason that's defensible? Because this is not defensible in Gabe's court of law. This is bad.
And it's one birthday. You guys are going to be together forever.
My poor wife.
What were the stakes? And here's one. Heather, since you're a woman and you guys do this shit all the time, did you at any point say, "Oh, it's no big deal, just go"? In any way, did you give him a green light, expecting him to be like, no? Was it one of those things? One-time thing. But was it a big deal? He's like college, or his siblings. So was it a big deal for them?
It was on a 40, bro.
I keep trying to help her husband out. She keeps coming back with these.
That's all the time we have tonight, folks.
Sorry.
Yeah. This is not a great story, Heather. This story gets worse by the sentence, please.
But there has to be, like, have they not seen each other in fucking 10 years? Like, it's definitely, the scale is in your favor. I'm about to bang the gavel in your favor for the plaintiff. But was there something special about the trip? Is what
Yes. Was it like a Make-A-Wish kid wanted to meet your husband because your husband's semi-famous in the area you live?
Or
that I would go okay with,
Yeah, or had to be something special. Because if they like live around each other, see each other all the time, then okay, then we're gonna judge in favor of the plaintiff. But if it's like they live across country, it's been a long time, maybe that means something, right?
One thing for my wife, her birthday's the 21st, mine's the 24th, so we're just 3 days apart here in July. Our birthdays are in just a few weeks, but she never really gets a birthday party, and neither do I usually, because it's during Comic-Con. The Comic-Con is typically the 3rd week of July. So this year, her birthday is 2 days before Comic-Con starts, but my birthday is like the Thursday of Comic-Con, which it's, So I always kind of felt bad for my wife. Tried to make the day as special as I could, but, we're at the San Diego Convention because it's the biggest one in the world. You got to be there. So let's see. She says they see each other all the time. And her birthday is the 24th. Is your birthday also the 24th of July, Heather? We have the same birthday?
My judgment is for the plaintiff.
Yeah, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3.59. You do win, Heather. That was not
nice. After we take court fees, that's going to be 72 cents.
Right, yeah.
Case dismissed. Damn it. I tried to argue for her husband, but he just fucked that one up.
He is sentenced to microwave dinners for 2 weeks. And holding his own underwear.
Yeah, and get well acquainted with your whatever hand is your dominant one. You're going to be giving that thing. You'll be working that thing overtime for 2 weeks. He'd probably be like, that's cool. I can do that. Jerking for 2 weeks.
So do you want me to add that to my regular schedule, or is that on top of what I'm doing, or in lieu of, or on top?
Hey, get to the punishment phase. I don't see any downside to this because I'm fucking punishing that thing daily
Have
already.
What is a blunder you've done with your wife? Have you screwed up a birthday or an anniversary or anything like that? Or
Bloomdale.
Blundell?
Nah, I don't think I've ever done that. No way. I've never. Let me see. I think there was like one time where I listened to that. Oh, it's no big deal bullshit. I'll never do that again. But I didn't forget. No.
It is funny the thing you said earlier about the wife handling all the gifts and all that. So at Christmas, I'll ask her, so what did I get you? You know, because my wife will buy the gifts and all that. And like I was at my father-in-law's house like 2 weeks ago for my mother-in-law's birthday. We just brought her some cake. And it's like, oh, did you see his new barbecue? I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then I realized, oh yeah, I paid for part of that. Oh, that's from me. I forgot.
I mean, no, yeah. I saw when we picked it up.
Totally.
I loaded it in the truck. Yeah. It's awesome.
But it's that way a lot. I'll ask the nieces and nephews, what did I get you for Christmas?
You know, this really pisses me off too, because you'll hear people talking or hear people portraying being a stay-at-home mom or being a mom and a wife as something bad, like the things that they do, they don't want to, but they're saddled with it because their mom. Like moms don't enjoy being with their kids and cooking for their kids and shopping for them, wrapping their presents.
Prefer to do Excel spreadsheets.
No. They love that. I got to pull her away from. I was like, honey, Adobe, get in here. So they portray those things as chores. They portray those things as something that we're not naturally suited for. My wife, she's a natural homemaker. She loves doing that stuff and everything that it encompasses. The kids, the house, the decorating, the cooking, the whatever. She enjoys it. Yeah, does she get sick of doing laundry sometimes? Yeah, but she enjoys her role.
And, you have to use so many towels, Jericho. Can you not reuse it? Your Majesty.
Everything is one towel. Right armpit, left armpit.
My mother was Donna Reed growing up. Our house was spotless and beautifully decorated. It looked like traditional home magazine. It was, Queen Anne sofa and chairs. Everything was immaculate. And I didn't know until I got older that people wore their jeans more than once without washing them. I didn't know people reuse bath towels. Like you dry yourself and then you wash it, right?
Yeah.
Everyone I've ever met, they're using the towel for 2 days, 3 days, and then they wash it.
So wait a minute.
Growing up, it was everything got washed all the time, and it was folded and put in the drawers. And
so wait a minute.
A machine.
My mom was the same way. We had a 3,900 square foot house. Once a month, my mom would clean the house, and she would be like, and it wasn't like, oh, I need some help. It was no, get out of the house. Don't come back until later. She put on her music, her jazz, her what's her name? Diane Austin, her Kirk Franklin, Quincy Jones, whoever the fuck, Bonnie Raitt. She blasts the music through the house on the big speakers in the living room and clean the house. We come back, the house smells like pine sol. She has candles lit. Our beds. My mom was a nurse in the army for 10 years, and then she was a nurse after that for up until maybe 10 years ago when she retired from hospice. So our beds were a machine, like a machine made
military beds,
the hospital corners. I mean, and she would fold the blanket and the sheet halfway back for us to climb into bed.
Wow.
Our pajamas were clean. Our room smelled like what's that shit? Like Pledge. Our bathroom was clean. It smelled like Pine Sol and Comet. The floors were immaculate. The carpet was vacuumed. And my mom, like I said before, she loved it. She would tell us, get the fuck, go. She wouldn't say that, but her attitude was go, get, go, yeah, get, kick us out and don't come back till later because she was in her zone. And dinner would be ready. It'd be some, Saturdays was usually more of she would do like refried beans with cheese on them and put it in a cast iron oven in the stove, some tortillas, something easier on Saturday. Saturday was a little more kickback, but yeah, my mom fucking loved it. And we would go out and do our thing. We'd be with my dad, doing whatever the fuck we had to do or playing outside. It was great, man. Women and men are suited for their roles, and when they embrace them, it's beautiful and it's not a bad thing. These fucking squeaky wheels out here. Oh my kid! Oh my god! I lost myself. Blah, blah, blah. You lost it. That's what you're here for, you fucking brat. Go take care. Your kids are gonna see this shit one day, you asshole.
Well, the narrative of being someone's victim and they are the oppressor is very seductive to all humans, not just women, all people. So the feminist movement just leveraged that of, hey, The men are oppressing you. It's like, no, they're loving you and leading you and providing and protecting. And certain people wanted you to join the workforce to lower wages. The people behind the money, behind the feminist movement were men. Carnegie, the biggest like money industrial people like 100 years ago, they were the ones footing the bill to get those women all gassed up. You need to defy your husband and hate your children, you know? And it's like, it's so crazy how they have just brainwashed women. It's so sad because a woman in her like feminine glory is a thing to behold as a mother, you know, like, like we discount women down to like nothing now. And they discount themselves down too, to just a cheap piece of meat. Like it boggles the mind when you really think about it. A person grows in there and then comes out.
Life.
Like there's nothing like that on earth. There's nothing else like that. And everyone's like, yeah, whatever, abort them. Like, whatever. It's no biggie. Yeah. It's like, wait a minute. I don't think you're listening. Like the person, and they started off as one cell, and now they're like 6 feet tall, and they have an engineering degree, and they were like a squirt of juice like a minute ago. Like
that was a fun.
This isn't mind-boggling to you?
Yeah, it's like, disgusting.
It's insane that just women are just the parrots.
But you don't do that. You don't have that abortion and just close the door on that. That stays with you for life. You're going to think about that all the time. He or she would have been in kindergarten now. They would have been graduating high school. They would have been getting married. And oh my gosh, over there, I would have taken them there and we would have done this. That shit doesn't just stay where it happened. Nope. It doesn't stay in that year. It comes with you forever. And they never talk about that shit. They've devalued it to the point where if you don't get one, something's wrong with you. And you should be happy. And it's attached to your freedom. It's attached to the freedoms of what you're allowed to do. This is just like free speech. You can say whatever you want. You can kill whatever you want. This is your right. This is your right to kill. You have a right to do it. And no man can tell, bitch, you don't have anything.
You don't have a uterus. You don't get an opinion.
Your uterus is just a box, an empty box, until I come staggering in and go, Hugga! So I think I might have something to say, since I am not 15%, not 5%, not 2%. I am 50% of the equation. I think I should at least be able to put my hand up, right? The fuck? I can't stand that shit.
It's very sad. It's very sad how misled people are, because they're told up is down, right is left, black is white, good is evil, evil is good. And they buy it because the people telling these stories are so good at what they do. Again, that's why I'm doing what I do with entertainment, because I tell you the true story about good and evil and love and all that stuff instead of the bad one that Hollywood pushes. And they have an agenda to push it to weaken you, to control you, to make you tax-paying cattle. We've been over this a million times. I don't want to repeat it anymore. But it's really, when you think about a man in his full glory being a man and a woman fully realizing her potential as a woman, it's just an astounding thing of beauty. And it's like all the modern secular world does is try to destroy both of those things. Just imagine the concept. It's an offensive concept, toxic masculinity. That's offensive that anyone would consider that real. That being a man is bad, just being a man is bad. Being masculine, being male, having male thoughts and male, those are just bad things. No, they're not.
It's poisonous.
No, it's so horrible. It's so horrible.
Poisonous.
Just like you destroy the family, you destroy society. Because that's what do you think society is? It's just a bunch of families. Heather saying it was so sad to leave my baby to work. Thank God for that. I think is one of the biggest crimes of the feminist movement. Is they made the economy as such by supply and demand, right? Economic 101. If you only have men working mostly, then what do the wages have to be? They have to be higher because there's less employees. Mm-hmm. So it's like, well, I'm not going to hire you, Jericho, because I can hire 1 million women instead. Like, oh, there's no women. I have to hire these few men. I got to pay more. Okay, that's better. So you bring women into the workforce to increase the tax base and to lower the wages. Everything they do is so they win, the elites, the bad guys. Mm-hmm. But one of the worst, second order effects is the psychological damage done to children going to daycare. Now, I thank God I didn't go to daycare. I was with my grandparents or my parents. Mm-hmm. And I look at Big Baby. She's with her mom, or she's with me and Nene, my wife. But she's not going to any daycare or anything like that. And my daughter showed me some horrible TikTok or Instagram reel. And it was little kids being picked up from daycare, and they're just, oh, mommy. And it's like heartbreaking to watch. It's so sad. And I don't blame people that use daycare because that's the economic reality of the world we live in now. But it has to be reversed. It has to be reversed. This is terrible for children's mental health. The number one fear babies, toddlers, little kids have is abandonment. Because in their little kid brain, abandonment quite literally is the fear of death. They understand they can't do anything. They get that on a subconscious level. They get it very strongly. They get it. They're terrified to be abandoned. And even if you leave them there with the daycare person, it's still abandonment. And I'm not blaming you that have to do it. Money's money. It sucks. But it's an evil thing, and it has to be undone. It's so terrible. If I were king of this country, I would make it so we didn't do this. No, women, you stay home with the kids. Men, we're going to pay you enough, pay you enough so you can support the damn family, and the wife's got to be home. Because kids, you watch kids, Jericho. You have kids. I watch kids, watch great kids. It's a handful. Big Baby did the cutest thing the other day, man. I just love her so much. Kids are the best. Those of you who don't have kids, go out and get someone pregnant tonight. Have kids. It's the greatest thing in the world. I grabbed Big Baby by the feet. Just spin her in circles in the living room. She's like, we. She calls it we. She's like, we. She literally spun around, right? And when kids are this small and you're big like me, like you, Jericho, kids are like a toy, right? You just throw them all over. And I'm spinning her around all fast by her feet. And she's all, now you try. And I'm like, what? And she has me sit on the couch. And then she grabs my toes. In her little brain, all 27 pounds of her was going to spin me 260 pounds around the room.
If she did, holy shit.
Oh, my God. I was so dizzy when she was done.
Get that baby a contract.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, but she grabbed my feet and she was trying to spin me. I said, I'm too big. And she just laughed it off. But, yeah.
We took the kids to the movies today. We went and saw that new Karate Kid movie. Great movie. Great movie. No bullshit in it. I mean, it changed a little. Hey, let's get to the fucking end already. But other than that, it was a good movie. But it's called Karate Kid Legends, right? Because they bring back Ralph Macchio and somebody else. So he tells me the movie's about to start, and he goes, "Dad, do you know why they call it Legends?" And I was like, "No, why?" He goes, "Because there's legends in it. Because Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio." I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for clearing that up for me. I don't know if you saw me struggling with it on my face or what." He's like, "Hey."
It is so cute when kids figure something out that's like obvious and they're little. I remember I was having coffee and a donut. My son was like 9 years old. It's like, ooh, why do you like coffee? I'm like, it's good with a donut. Try it. He's like, no. I'm like, you'll like it. And then like a year later, he came to me and said, you know what's good? Coffee and donuts together is really good.
Get out of here. Wait, what? Coffee and what? Dude, yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, I still tease him about that. Even
sometimes
though
you just gotta let them have their moments,
26 now. My goodness.
Crazy.
My goodness. Sometimes I see him, I don't know who it is. He's nearly as tall. He's like an inch or two shorter than me, and he's got a full beard, and he wears a suit to work, and he's a commercial real estate guy, like he's successful. I'm like, who is this? I used to spin this kid over my head.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
So pick him up with one hand. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm not there yet. My son, he's going on 10. But I know these moments are getting fewer and fewer, with him being that little bright-eyed kid who just wants to play football all the time.
There's a men's health specialist I love, Dr. Robert Glover. He wrote a New York Times best-selling book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Everyone should read this book. It's a great book to help break the spell of the feminist postmodern world that everyone has fallen for. Even as based as you could be, I think we all have some nonsense left-wing feminist views, and we're not even aware of it because we just grew up in it like a soup. But anyway, he was talking about, life and love and relationships on this thing I was watching. And he made this profound statement about every relationship you have, you will get left or you will leave, but it will end. You will die or divorce. They will die, but everyone's going to leave. You're going to leave or they're going to leave, but it will end like that. And you can think that's really sad. This and that. It's like, no, I think that makes it really sweet. That means really savor this. Really like, okay, today's the day and this is what I have. All I have is today. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to make the most of it. And I don't know. I've been thinking about that for a couple of days now. That every your relationship with your dog, your wife, everyone, one of you is leaving eventually. And I think that makes it more sweet instead of sad. I think that makes it more precious. So those moments you're having right now with your daughter in the middle school age where, girls getting a little bit there. And then your son is in the sports now. And, he's figuring out football. And he had his first football injury. He broke his thumb or whatever. And it's all just such a beautiful thing, when I look back. I remember my son played baseball. He's a trooper. He played baseball for 4 years. But he didn't start until he was like 9 or 10. And I guess in baseball culture, you start when you're 4.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't start early, you can't compete with the kids your age. So he would, not eat as many as bats and this and that. But one day he like struck out 3 times. And then on the 4th at bat, he got hit in the head by the pitcher and this and that. He just would be like, and I'm like, we don't quit. We don't do this. We don't do that. And I looked at the head coach. I said, I'm going to take him home. And the coach is like, yeah, take him home. Take him home.
Go ahead.
Like, he's had a horrible day. He struck out 3 times. Then he got beaten in the head by the baseball. We still laugh about that to this day, me and my son.
He just waved you from the stands. Come get him.
To his credit, he wasn't a great baseball player, but he never quit. He tried his best. But he won their little championship. And they ran out of pitchers. And he had to pitch the final 3 innings or the final 3 outs of a game to win the little World Series that they had. And he did it. He got all 3 guys out. He'd never pitched before in his life. But they ran out of pitchers. He was the only one eligible to pitch. And it's like, okay, just throw it over the plate, see what happens.
Yeah, man. Try to keep it over the plate.
And he ended up doing that 2 of the 4 years he played. He pitched and won the thing, and he wasn't even a pitcher. So it was great. It was the little league here, the league we were in, was so good. It was run by these guys in their 40s and 50s, and it was all about the kids. And because you play youth sports, Jericho, you're starting to find out some of the parents are the worst. It's all about their kid and their ego and this and that, and they're just meddlesome and complainers and But this baseball league was fantastic. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the parents, like you mentioned, if your kids didn't start really young like that, the parents can feel a little cliquish because they've been together for seasons and shit,
right,
and running into each other and on the sidelines. And here you come, kind of the new parent. But we've been fortunate to where my son we've got some cool parents. Like, I'm more social than my wife for sure. But they've all been pretty cool. But if they're not, I don't give a fuck. I'm here to see my son. So I am more social than her, but I don't care about what are they not talking to us or are they looking? I don't give a fuck because, that's a byproduct. Being cool with them is a bonus, I guess. But yeah, I'm here to watch my son and to root him on. So I don't even sit down at his games. I don't even bring a chair.
You stand by the fence? I stand by the fence always.
Well, it's football, so no fence. But when he played Little League, he played for 2 seasons. Yeah, I was right there. I didn't I'm not there for anybody else. But,
right,
if I make some relationships, awesome. If not, fuck you guys.
No, it was a fun time.
It was.
It's all over.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Heather asked if we're doing a movie tonight. Absolutely not. My photo person, I have someone collect the photos for me now. They were not available at all this weekend. They were gallivanting.
They were so
no, they just weren't available. They were gallivanting so hard, dude.
Hashtag gallivanting. That's what text you got.
They weren't available, and I talked to them about it yesterday and said, I don't want you to have to rush and do this in 5 minutes. So, and Heather, I also said once a month I do want to just do a talk show. Just just chew the fat, as they say, like this. I enjoy it.
Shoot the shit.
Jericho is quite the conversationalist, so it is
quite the shit shooter. My son, he's starting tackle too, by the way.
Oh, really? Tackle football. That's a good one. That's where we find out if they like football or not.
Yep. And they're little. They're 7, 8, 9. So
yeah. It's really funny how those pads fit them and all that when they're little.
Yeah. He's not going to be getting cracked out there. But I did tell him it's better to give the hit than to receive. So if you see yourself coming into contact.
When I coached my son in tackle for the first time, it was the Bittersweet Bengals. It was Bittersweet Park, and we were the Bengals. And I would tell the kids that, you want to be the hammer or the nail? Which is it? You know what I mean? And we had a good little team. Went undefeated. I was the coach everyone loved. We had a big party at the end, and they all cried because they wanted me to be their coach again next year, and we were moving because DC Comics hired me. So we had to leave Colorado, and I got the job with a few weeks. I got the job at DC Comics a few weeks before the season ended. So it was sad, but that was my favorite time ever coaching. It was just such a great time coaching those little guys.
The question is, did you cry?
No. You can't do that. You're the boss man. You can't let your troops can never see something like that happen. You know, that's it's bullshit.
It reminds me of when I was in the Navy. One of my supervisors, he pissed his pants one night out in town, and after that, it was like, I mean, we had to listen to him because of his rank, but
Right.
there was no respect behind it. It was like,
You
oh
think
man,
you think I'm a joke? Anyone can piss their pants, Jericho.
watch this. See that?
Are you happy? Are you happy? Is that enough piss everywhere for you?
I can do it on command. It's not a problem. But yeah, man, it was definitely like, oh man, you pissed yourself. Like, how drunk you get? How much did you let yourself go to where you piss yourself? Come on.
That's not great.
It's not your best moment. It might be second best, but not your best. Exactly. Oy vey.
That is yeah. What was it? A night of drinking? Is that what it was?
Yeah, he got out and got all shit faced. Or piss drunk, as they say, literally.
I guess that's why they call it piss drunk.
Well, depending on the farther you are away from manual labor, the earlier you get off. So all the IT people and the supply people and all that shit, they would get off earlier. So by the time we see them, we're coming back from lunch and they're already getting off the ship, hopping in a cab, going into town somewhere. So we didn't get off until, 4 if you're lucky. But usually 5:30, and you have to be back by midnight. And we were usually outside of town because we were in some industrial area because we were taking on ammunition and fuel and shit like that. So you didn't want to be close to town in case something blew up. So we're usually out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So it's a half hour, 45-minute ride into town. So you have to calculate all that into your travel time because and I'm not talking walking from the cab to the ship or coming up the ACOM ladder. You have to be on board that ship, checked in at midnight, period. So you got to factor in all that shit. So sometimes you wouldn't get off till 5:30, don't get out of the shower and get a cab till 6:30, and 45 minutes into town. Now it's 7:15. You got to leave by 9 to get back on time. So now you have an hour and 45 minutes in some cases to get shit faced. So
did the guy who pissed himself? Did he get a pisser nickname?
No, because his rank. I don't know if his peers came up with one for him, but we weren't gonna call him a petty officer piss or whatever. No, couldn't do that. But yeah, the respect was gone after that one.
Oh well, that's too bad for him.
It only happened a couple times on our deployment. Only having like 2 hours or something to drink, and never did we say, never mind, it's not enough time, we won't try it. No, every time we tried it. But usually you had 5-6 hours out in town and it was time to get fun. We did that.
How terrible.
I don't know. Little rapscallion.
Did he get found like sleeping somewhere just covered in piss, or
no, he was just sloppy drunk. He was out with a group of people. You don't never go out by yourself. So he was with a group of people. He just got all sloppy, and then he got back to the pier where we were waiting for the Liberty boat to come pick us up and take us back to the ship because the harbor wasn't deep enough for us to pull the ship to the pier. So they have these little boats that would go back and forth. So he gets there, and there's like 50 people around waiting because everybody's going back at the same time. So we're waiting, and he was like laid out on the ground. He couldn't get up. He was fucking starfish, right? So we pick him up, one person on each arm, one person on each leg, and I was on, I think, his right leg. So we're like carrying him back, and then you hear one of the guys holding his arms go, "Oh man, what the fuck?" And he look, and he's just pissing, so we like drop him. And so a couple other people help him get on the ship, but the water was really choppy. So they have this fool on one of those backboards, those like plastic boards they put you on, like on a beach, where he's strapped in, and he's on the floor in the middle of all these people. Fucking waves are like, boom, boom. So he's bouncing on this fucking board. So then they had to take him off the board and get him up the ladder. So the ACOM ladder was moving and shit. The waves are slapping against the boat. Like if you're stone cold sober, that'd be tough to navigate. Because if he fell over in the water, fuck. I mean, yeah, dude, he's probably gonna die. But he made it up there. Stupid drunk fucker.
That is not great.
Put him in somebody, took his shoes off, put him in his bed, laid him on his side so he didn't pull a fucking Jimi Hendrix in the middle of the night. And then they put somebody on drunk watch where you sit there in a chair by their rack and make sure they don't fucking die.
Aye. That is so
That's
horrible.
usually not the watch that you want to watch them drunk fucker. No,
You
hell no. What do they get at? No, that's fucking boring. You could be doing something else instead of watching this drunk piece of shit. What an asshole.
Gross.
Yeah, I've seen a few people get fucked up over there.
Let's see here. If pee in your pants is cool, consider None the Miser Miles Davis. That is a line from Billy Madison.
Hey, Daddy-O, I'm the coolest pisser in the game. Yeah. Hey, man, good for you. Own
Isn't
it.
it crazy?
Own it.
Isn't it crazy how going swimming makes people not have to pee? No one ever gets out of the pool.
Yeah, it was the water. The water on the outside balances the water on the inside. So, like, you don't feel
what percentage of the public pool is just piss. I wonder.
I hope it's not in the double digits because then that's fucked up. I hope it's
like
not
the
in the
pool was
doubles.
this much lower this morning, and now the pool.
Yeah, there's like 4 inches of water is piss in a swimming pool. But no, that's why they have so much chlorine in it. I think they take care of it pretty good. That's why your eyes are on fire.
I went to Honolulu in 2017, and my son's high school, the opening game of the football season was in Honolulu against Iolani High School. So we stayed right there on the beach at a hotel. We were there for like 3 days in Hawaii. And there was a place to swim that was like had a brick wall, an artificial like stone wall. So it was basically like in the ocean, but it was like a swimming pool for the hotel. And you could just see all the suntan lotion floating on top of the water.
Yeah.
It looked like gasoline. It was horrible.
Yeah. My favorite island in Hawaii is Likawini Island.
Likawini. Oh.
I want to go back to Likawini.
Is that the that's one of the little that's by Smackabooty Island, right?
Yeah. It's a couple miles away from Kamanawanalea.
Oh, Kamanawanalea.
Yeah, you can see it from Likawini Island.
Okay.
If you're on a high enough point on Likawini Island, you can.
Is that place with the really good Chinese restaurant that has that cream of some young guy?
Yeah, but I try to stay away from that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, they serve clam chowder in Hawaii. That's weird. Hey, where are the clams and potatoes in this? This is kind of smooth. I don't feel any chunks in it.
I remember seeing that menu. Someone had a fake like Chinese restaurant menu, and it had all those like joke names of the food that were all naughty.
Oh yeah. What was that? What movie was that? I think it was Van Wilder.
It was Wayne's World.
Yeah. No, it was Van Wilder for sure. Wayne's World wasn't this dirty. He had a English bulldog, and he had these really big balls. Like his balls were huge, like 2 grapefruits. And so there was this rival fraternity, of course, the fucking stuffy shirt, preppy assholes. And so they sent him a basket of custard-filled donuts.
Nope.
So they're eating them. And one of the guys, he's squeezing it into his mouth, and he goes, "Man, this tastes so familiar. It's delicious."
Oh, no.
And then they show the dog, and the dog's balls are regular size.
Nope.
But, it's still warm.
That's so
That's so funny.
What is wrong with
it? Tastes familiar. I was like 21 when that movie came out. I was target demo for that shit. Oh, boy. That was funny.
Disgusting. None of the Miser wants to watch Das Boot now.
Still warm. Was that Beer Fest? That's another good one.
The greatest beer in the world. I'm not a big comedy fan, as you know, because they're so dirty. They're so raunchy, so I don't like to watch them. It's not they're not funny. It's just I don't like watching really raunchy stuff. But I did like Beer Fest. I thought it was really silly. I like silly humor more than raunchy humor,
It wasn't very
Beer
raunchy.
Fest was just nonsense. It was just totally
why are we drinking goat piss? Because if you can drink goat piss, you can drink it.
Right. Remember they drink out of that big glass boot or whatever?
Yeah, Das Boot. I've had those before. I've had 3 or 4 of those in one night.
That's what I was wondering when I go to Vegas. I might go to Vegas for a vacation this summer. I might. Thinking about going to Vegas or Palm Springs or Ensenada, Mexico. I want to go somewhere this summer, somewhere hot and lay by the pool. But when I go to Vegas, I am known to go in July and August when it is hot, hot, hot. We feeling hot, hot, hot.
Smoking.
And there are people in 108 degrees, 112, and they have 3 feet. They don't have 3 foot of anything. They have 3 feet. I sound like a country boy. They got 3 foot, 3 foot of rope. I mean, they have the 3 foot master blaster of margarita in the plastic tube drink.
Yep.
Now, I don't drink, as everyone knows. Drinking, I do know that drinking dehydrates you quite a bit. Your liver has to process all that alcohol out, and it takes a lot of water to piss it out. So you get really dehydrated from drinking. That is what a hangover is. How do you drink like a bastard, like a college frat boy? How do you drink that way in 110 degrees weather? That is something I don't comprehend. I don't know how people do it.
You're asking for trouble.
Yeah, that's oof.
You're asking to fucking pass out.
But you see it all over Vegas, walking around. They got a tall boy, a Bud Light, or whatever, and man, it's 110 out, and they're just slamming this stuff. Oof.
Getting fucked up. They'll pay. They'll pay the price. Science always wins. I wonder. I bet the CIA probably has a pill form or an injection they can give you that makes you feel like you have a hangover, or like you have food poisoning. Imagine that. Imagine if someone threatened you. If you don't tell me what I want to know, I'm going to make you take this pill. Or I'm going to give you this injection. And it's going to make you feel like you have the worst food poisoning you've ever had in your life. How quickly would you talk? Because that shit is, I'm talking, like I said earlier, bathtub, naked, puking, and shitting your brains out. Oof, that's a tall order. And you know it's coming? I don't know.
I remember seeing on the news that some company had, you know what a vaporizer, a nebulizer, those kind of things are, right? It'll take a liquid and make it gaseous. And some company had invented an alcohol nebulizer. So you put like shots of vodka in this thing, push a button and then go and breathe it. And that is going into your bloodstream through your bronchial tubes, your lungs. Immediately outlawed this device. Immediately, like, nope, not allowed to
make this. Kill somebody.
You kill people.
Or somebody's going to kill themselves. Imagine that thing in a fucking frat house somewhere. Everybody in there would die.
I'll be dead. I
saw
like 150
college kids dead.
When I was in high school, I believe I heard a story on like Morning Zoo radio, but allegedly it was like a true story of a guy who had like really bad esophageal and stomach problems from like being an alcoholic, but he still wanted to get drunk, so he butt funneled a bunch of booze.
Chug.
And then he like overdosed on the alcohol and died.
Yeah, butt chugging.
Yeah, jeez.
Because your body absorbs it differently that way. Like people will soak a cotton ball in alcohol and stick it up their ass. Stick it up their fucking ass. Yeah, it's disgusting, man.
How much alcohol can a cotton ball hold, though? That's not even a shot.
Yeah, but if you're putting it in your stinker.
Oh, it goes right into your blood, right?
Yeah, it absorbs it differently. So, yeah, like, hey, where do my fucking cotton balls go?
I want to know the first person that thought of that and then tried to convince her friend, no, dude, it'll work. I don't always do this, okay? It's going to work this time. I know last time my idea was stupid. I know.
I know the one guy died, but this time I worked out all the kinks. No, it was some nerd who was like, dude, it's science. It has to work. And then once they found out, that was it. Spread like wildfire.
I guess it would go right through the mucous membrane of the booty, right into the bloodstream.
Dude, you're fucking probably quicker, too.
That would impair you. That would impair
probably
you
a lot quicker.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
As a non-doctor, I will say don't do that. That is my non-professional medical advice, which isn't really advice, YouTube. Do not do that.
Your ass is for exit only, kids. Don't be sticking stuff up your ass.
So you're saying alcohol-soaked cotton ball, huh?
Yeah, they stick it up their ass and get faded. But when I mentioned a few minutes ago, saying 150 college kids died. You remember that fucking, was it in Rhode Island, that club where the pyrotechnics caught the ceiling on fire and like 200 people died at that fucking nightclub? Yeah. You don't remember that shit? It must have been in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It was, I think, White Shark, Great White or some shit.
Yeah.
It was this old 80s hair band and they came back and it was a small club with low ceilings and they had pyrotechnics and it caught the styrofoam or whatever in the ceiling on fire. And then people were jamming the exits to get out. And I don't think they were really locked.
You're in the mosh pit, you're shoulder to shoulder, and everyone's high and drunk, and it's dark. And it's noisy, and now there's smoke and fire. They had no chance, these people.
And I believe there was footage of it, and it was, it's just spread. So, stuff like plastic or styrofoam or anything artificial, it's going to go like that. And then it was 200 people fucking perished in that fire.
Horrible, dude.
Holy
Horrible.
shit.
Yeah. I haven't been to a concert in years. The last time I went to a concert was the Del Mar racetrack. It's a beautiful racetrack just north of where I live here. And it's famous. It's like 100 years old. But that's where the Del Mar Fair is. But during the horse races, which I've been to, the horse races have a bit of rich man, poor man going on. This is an Adam Carolla concept of there are things only really poor people or really rich people do, and the middle don't do it. He said, like, having many children with different women. That's you're either really rich, really poor. Showering outdoors, really rich, really poor. When I went to the horse races, that's what it looked like to me. There was like really upper crust, like gambler, like people. And then there was like degenerate guys who owe a bookie a bunch of money.
Yeah.
But the last time I went to a concert is they'll have the Del Mar Fair concert series. So they'll have a concert every Friday or Saturday night during the horse race season. And I saw Angels and Airwaves. It was a great concert. It's a great concert. And, and
I take that back. It killed 100 people and injured 230 people.
Jeez.
But
this was an outdoor concert. Outdoor concert for me.
Safe.
Wasn't indoor.
The acoustic foam is what it was. The acoustic foam caught fire.
Jeez. Great White Concert, Rhode Island in 2003. Terrible.
The Station Club, nightclub. Damn, man, that shit was fucking crazy. I remember hearing about 100 people. God,
when was the last time? Because you've been married a while. I've been married a while. When was the last time you were at the club on a Friday or Saturday night?
We're talking like 20 plus years ago.
Has it been that long? I went to the last time I was at the club. It had to be like 2011 or something. And I only went a couple times with my buddies. They weren't married yet. You know, so you go with them and your wife and their girlfriends, and it's just kind of like, okay, now what am I doing? You know, I don't know. It's lame.
No, I mean, I'm so far removed from that. I would be a fish out of fucking water going back.
You want to be the old guy? You want to be the old guy trying to talk to 21-year-old girls?
Oh, man. Hell no. Hell
like,
no.
Hey, baby girl, I got a mortgage.
Hey, I got a fucking Motorola. You want to see it? But, dude, could you imagine, not only that, but how annoying would it be to be at a fucking club with a bunch of 21-year-olds? Fucking kill me now. Then the music. Oh, fuck that, man. No way. The way they look, what they're talking about. No, man, I have nothing to say to a 21-year-old. No, thank you.
I do wonder about
that. Like, what would you talk to her about? What the fuck? If you had to take a road trip with a 21-year-old woman, what the fuck would you talk about?
If I had to, so we're going from the Santa Monica Pier, that's the west coast of the ocean. We're going to Disney World in Florida, right? Cross country.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know what I would talk to this girl about. I think I would just let it bounce off of her. Like she'd start saying something and I'd just yes and it. Like, oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Oh, well, how did that work? And just like, just try to get through it. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I just lie to her. Just tell her a bunch of facts that aren't true to see what I can convince her of, you know?
Tell her about the olden days, the 80s.
Right.
What a video tape?
Wait, no. We're in Arizona. You got to turn your hat around backwards. They'll pull us over if we don't. Just like do shit like that to her.
Idiot.
You're not allowed to wear your hat forward in Arizona.
Yeah. You got to put one finger in your nose.
You know everything because you go to college. Turn your fucking hat around.
That's right. In the state of Texas, you got to have one finger in your nose and one in your ear the whole time.
Spit that gun out. We're in Virginia. What's your problem?
You trying to get us killed?
Right. Yeah, I think I just do stuff like that for my own amusement because what I couldn't do is have her tell me about the Kardashians or whatever she was going to tell me.
Yeah, dude, or whatever stupid slang they use.
No, there's no way, dude, because women, even grown, like 21 is a grown woman, but it's a very young woman. Even a woman in her 40s, they start telling you a story. It's got 9 characters in it, and it still doesn't have a point 7 minutes into the story.
Hey,
and this is one thing I love my wife for. We have an understanding. I told you this before, but I'm going to say it again because it's hilarious to me. This is 1,000% true. And I say this to her with all respect, and she doesn't get upset, and she's patient with me because I'm patient with her. She'll start in on the story. The cousin, the other woman, the wife, the sister-in-law, and now there's 8 women in this story, and nothing has happened, and I've been listening for 3 minutes. And I go, honey, you have to tell me what this is about. And she goes, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, we didn't go to lunch because she couldn't come. And I'm like, okay, no. So the story was 7 seconds long. You didn't even tell me all that other shit.
Dude, but I
she
bet
lets me
she
tell
could,
her. She lets me remind her to make the point, please.
but I bet you a woman could tell one story for the whole trip. Like from California to Florida would be one story. She was like, and then blah, 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 blah. And then she's like going over here and over there
It's
and
like,
over there and over there and over there. As you pull into
it'd be
Disney
like,
and you go, fucking wrap it up. She's like, we went and we had dinner. That's it.
It'd be more complex than what J.R.R. Tolkien wrote with the Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion book. That's like the 10,000-year history of the elves and the first men and all this stuff. And that's what she would be getting into. There'd be like 1,400 characters in this 21-year-old girl story.
And you only need 2.
You would tell me, she would tell me about every girl of the sorority and every guy they dated, every boss ever had, every last thing that ever happened to her. And then finally, when we got to like Disney World, she'd go, yes, I didn't go. You know, the story would have no point at all.
Just as you're about to pull the trigger, you're like, oh, all right, thank you for ending that. Because I was this close to ending it all because you drove me insane.
Do you like road trips? I like a road trip.
I love road trips.
My kids don't like them because when they were little and we didn't have any money, everything was a road trip because we didn't have money for plane tickets for 4 people. So my kids hate road trips now because we did a bunch when they were little. So
it's road trips are cool. We used to drive to visit my mom. She lived 3.5 hours away. So, it was like one every couple months or whatever we would go. And it always started out the same. Everybody wants to play a song. You pick a song. You pick a song. Then we get sick of doing that shit. And then how long are we almost there? How long until we're there? Son, we've been driving for 10 minutes. We're not even close. Okay. And then him and his sister will start arguing. We have to shut down all conversations. Don't even talk to each other. Silence. And then they fucking piss us off for like 20 minutes. And then we start talking to each other.
Then you start fighting with your wife. I don't know why. You got to tell me to make the turn sooner. You can't tell me to make the turn when I'm right on the turn.
Oh, dude, I learned I can't listen to my wife. And she got me. She got me a few times, Oh, no, babe, it's up here. Turn here, whatever. And I do it. Next thing you know, who's making a U-turn on in the middle of the road where you're not supposed to? I am. And I'm like, every time. I'm like, why do I fucking listen to you? Why?
Square this circle. Square this circle. This is one of the deep feminine mysteries of the universe. You're driving on the freeway with them, and there are tail lights that turn red 2 miles up the road. They're ready for that in advance. Right? But when they're looking at the map and giving directions, they don't give you a mile or 2. They give you 2 feet. Oh, you're supposed to turn there at 75 fucking miles an hour. I'm supposed to turn right there. What kind of car do you think this is? Kit from Knight Rider? What do you think we're driving right now?
No, Kit would have told you earlier. Right. Kit would have told you a half mile ahead. Right. Kit would have fucking let you know. If I did it your way, we would still be flipping this vehicle down the highway. We'd all be dead. Do you realize that? Do you realize if I listen to you, we're gonna die?
Right. Does your wife do that though? The last second. Oh, you're supposed to turn right there.
Yeah, I did. We had to relinquish. She had to relinquish her power. Yeah. We had a ceremony, and she had to hand over her navigation.
Wow! Like the change in the guard in Britain, with the guy with the big puffy hat.
She rolled up a map, and we put a red ribbon inside it. She had to hand that shit over. Thank you.
None the Miser brings up a great point. Your reminder that Thelma and Louise did drive off a cliff.
Yeah, that's because whoever Susan Sarandon was.
I got the Blu-ray Criterion Collection, the extended director's cut, and when they're driving off the cliff in the regular version, it just fades to white. But in the extended director's cut, they're flying off, and then Thelma tells Louise, "Oh, you're supposed to turn right there."
No, she'd listen to her. Turn here. Boom, off the cliff. I never even watched that shit. Why'd they kill themselves?
I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, weren't they? I think they were running from the law. I think they were like robbed some places or something.
Protagonists drive off of a mountain and kill themselves.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it, but in the early '90s when it came out, it was a big deal. Because what was it? Susan Sarandon and fucking Julia Roberts or some shit.
What happened to Julia Roberts? Where'd she go?
I don't know, man.
She didn't make movies anymore, it seems like.
Didn't she marry that ugly fucker she married? Roy Orbison? Was that it?
That guy's been dead a long time. That's the guy who sings Pretty Women.
Gina Davis. It was Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis.
Okay.
But see, that's another thing, one of those old movies that became, part of our language. Like, 2 chicks. Thelma, you call them Thelma and Louise if they're really close and you see them, they're always together. Thelma and Louise. But yeah, that's 1991. Yeah, that's
34 long years ago.
damn. And the early 90s had that maroon, denim, dark green. You know, just had the early 90s were a special time for fashion. It was a special time. A lot of denim, a lot of flower patterns, big shoulders.
You mean this?
Yeah, that shit.
Look what I wrote in the search. Look what I wrote in the search. I wrote 90s maroon and green.
That's it. Look, hotel decorations, clothing, curtains.
All through middle school and high school and early into my marriage, it finally fell apart. I had like the best blanket that was like this kind of pattern. It was brown, maroon, and green with the paisley flowers. And it was one of those smooth blankets. It was just heavy enough, but it was one of those blankets that stayed cold. You know, it was a nice chilly blanket, you know, keep you cool in the summer somehow.
How the fuck did that happen?
It fell apart. It fucking fell apart.
How did that happen? This colors scheme, as you can see, was in everything.
Yeah.
Clothes, room design.
It was everywhere.
Who determined that? Who fucking said this shit needs to be everywhere? Because it was.
Yeah, it was like a hunter green and maroon.
Yeah, or a hunter green jacket with like a brown corduroy collar, you know, with those big square pockets.
Right.
And some like brown kind of like boots or shoes or something. Oh, brown suede shoes, like brown.
Here's the
boots.
other one. Here's the other, a little like this is 94, 95. This is a little bit later. And all you have to write into search is 90s teal, and it'll fill in purple for you.
There it is. That's 1993.
Remember the Charlotte Hornets? The Charlotte Hornets had this.
Yeah.
Color. So people.
That's around the time. When did the Charlotte Hornets? That's around the time that they became a team, right?
Right.
But yeah, this was again who sent out the decree that this is now the clothing pattern for the next 3 years.
I don't know.
Like they were pockets of fashion. 91 to 93 was that maroon, brown, green we just showed you. This is like 94, 95.
Maybe creeping into 96 or something like that. Yeah.
Maybe.
Can you imagine drinking like a Jolt Cola out of that cup? You'd be the most 90s thing alive.
You would disappear.
Drinking Crystal Pepsi out of that cup. Right?
You would disappear because all the 90s kinetic energy would, and like all these atoms would explode, and it's too much 90s. You'd disappear. That's too much.
I love the 90s, though. I love the 80s. I love the early 90s. The early 90s I thought were great. The late 90s was like, we're punk rock. We're rebelling the system. But it was like the most corporate rebel. Remember Woodstock 1999?
Oh, yeah.
This rebellion brought to you by Taco Bell's 7-layer burrito. When you want to stick it to the man, first stick a 7-layer burrito in your mouth.
Yep. That was the shit though, man. But if you drank a Crystal Pepsi out of that cup, you would disappear. If you wanted to explode, like you want to spontaneously combust, drink a Crystal Pepsi out of that cup wearing Reebok pumps, and you will
What about British Knights?
Oh, you'll spontaneously combust. You will be no more because that's too much 90s energy for any one person to handle. Man, British, BKs, LA Gears.
Did you have in early 90s like a mustard long sleeve shirt or anything like mustard brownish yellow?
Yeah, and it had like it looked like a little royal family seal, like on the left.
Oh, it could have the fleur de lis, right? The flower of life, like the New Orleans Saints or whatever.
Yeah, some shit like that. I remember rayon shirts were in, you tuck those in and like kind of pull them out a little bit so they're kind of like baggy and, you know.
Right. Remember Z Cavarici jeans and pants?
Bolo ties? Tell me you have a fucking stupid looking bolo tie.
I never had it. My grandpa wore them unironically for years before.
No, it was a real thing. Now it's a joke, but it was a real thing. Acid wash jeans, those are fucking crazy. I had some of those. That's Pro Wings.
Damn.
Pro Wings. What was the other one? XJ 900s. Those are the shit shoes.
Those are the Kmart. The fake Jordans from Kmart.
No, those are like a Payless shoe store. But my mom wouldn't buy, really nice shit because I was little. I'd fuck them up. But once I got to like junior high, then I got like some cool shit. But as a little kid, it was like some Reeboks, some XJ.
I never got those kind.
LA Gears. That's some LA Gears.
Well, you remember Nike basketball shoes were everything. I got 2 pairs my whole life growing up, and it was like from my grandpa in the summer for my birthday. I got a pair of Flights. They were black with silver writing on them.
Oh,
so
the Flights.
And then I
You
got
guys
a
don't
pair of
understand Flights.
all white Flights like a year later with neon orange and blue like striping on like a design up, but barely. They were mostly white. Other than that, it was all generic shoes, you know, all Payless or whatever. So,
dude, Flights. The best Flights were either the mostly black with a little white and the flight written in white, or vice versa, mostly white with a little bit of black.
Yeah.
Oh, those are it. Those fucking Flights, and I never had either one of them. But
I had the black ones with a tiny bit of white writing.
Yeah, those are sick as fuck. But we went to the Nike outlet at the Gilroy outlets, and they had a clearance rack, and they were a pair of they were Nike cross trainers, and they were my size. I was like, Mom, can I get them? She looked at the price. They were like clearance. I don't remember what the fuck they were. She was like, oh yeah, you can get those. Man, you couldn't tell me shit. Oh yeah, those are fire. Yeah.
This is the dark blue with the navy or the neon orange. That's the exact pair I had. The 91, 92 Flights. I had those. And then I had the all black ones too once.
Can you look up Nike
I had these. I think I also had these Flights once. So, yeah.
Can you look up the Nike cross trainers?
Like what year was it though?
Probably like 91, 92.
I don't think young people understand what Nike and shoes were. Like, I don't think they understand what it was. Like, the world was so much smaller because we weren't using the internet. So everyone was focused on the same thing. So it was this winner take all thing. Because now I feel like there's an obscure YouTuber and he'll have 50 million subs. And I've never heard of him. That couldn't have happened in the 90s. If something was popular, everyone knew about it, you know?
Yeah. That's all he had.
Right. So you wanted to get like these kind of things, cross trainers?
Yep, the ones,
you wanted those pink ones right here?
Yeah, I was like, Mom, please. No, the ones up there, I think they were orange, like gray, black, and white. But yeah, that same design, like those turquoise ones up there. Yeah, those were it, man. And they had them in my size. Because usually on the clearance rack, it's either size 4 or 18.
Right.
And I was like, oh man, those right there, the orange looking ones right there, orange and white. Yeah, that was it. Those are fucking everything, man. Oh,
None of the Miser explains why he got bullied relentlessly. He had a pair of Agassiz, purple and teal, of course.
Agassi, the Andre Agassiz. Dude, what a great time, man. What a great time before our attention was pulled in a million different directions and we were constantly entertained and bombarded. Shit was special. It was special.
Whatever happened to Andre Agassi? He was like the biggest thing in the world for a minute.
Didn't he marry, what's her name? He married the chick from Billy Madison, I think.
I thought it was Brooke Shields he was with.
No, I want to say, Pete Sampras. That's who she married.
Oh.
Pete Sampras.
Okay.
But yeah, Brooke Shields, you're doing pretty good for yourself.
Wait a minute. Didn't our buddy Dean date Brooke Shields?
It's possible, yeah. I think he did.
Yeah, I think he did.
Lucky guy. But yeah, Brooke Shields, I mean, yeah, one of those super, that's another testament to what we were saying. Who the fuck knows supermodels now? We did.
Right.
Brooke Shields, Elle McPherson, Cindy Crawford, Tyra Banks. Fucking, yeah, we knew him because our entertainment was limited. It wasn't everything now, all the time. A movie's not even in production yet. We got footage of them wearing the stupid suits with the white balls all over them in front of a green screen.
One of the weird things to me, and like we're doing it now on like YouTube here, not me, I don't think, and not you. I think we actually have content, you and I. But there are a lot of people that like there'll be some kid, he's a rapper or this or that, but like they're not really famous or doing good selling records, but they really just have a lot of followers on TikTok and Instagram, and they're just more famous like the Kardashians. They're famous for being famous. You know, they're not really famous for anything. They don't like do anything. And I was asking my daughter about it, like, who's this kid, Blueface? And a girl named Krishan? I'm like, what do these people even do? She's like, oh, he's like a rapper or something. And that's the weird thing about the internet. Like, you're famous just for nothing, though. You're just famous for being on the internet. I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird. And it didn't exist until very recently.
Yeah.
And I wish that it didn't. Because, man.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know. I think everybody might look at the past, their era with rose-colored glasses. But I honestly think that the 80s and 90s up to the 2000s were a very special time.
Yeah.
They're very unique. And there was nothing else like them. Just, I guess, with any decade. But these were special.
I think the internet, the smartphone in particular, and social media have changed society more than we can see because we're too close. And as the years go by and we get a fuller and fuller view, it's like, oh my gosh, we're a different culture.
Yeah, we're
We
idiots.
sure are a different culture.
We fucked it up.
Because like the stuff I watch, like some of the old stuff I watched, like I watched Dirty Harry 5, the Deadpool from 1988 with Jim Carrey.
With Jim Carrey as a fucking rock star.
It was Johnny Squares. We should do that one. It's a pretty interesting one.
Oh, that I haven't seen that since I was a kid, dude. With the remember the remote control car? That shit was so cool. Oh my god. Yeah, let's watch it.
It's ridiculous that part. It's chasing down a full-size car.
But those things are fast though.
I had never seen that one. So it's like, okay, I've seen all 5 Dirty Harry movies. Let's tell my wife, I don't think he's ever arrested anyone. I think he shot almost everyone he's confronted in all 5 of these movies. I think he's killed 50 people in the 5 movies. I think he's arrested 1 or 2 dudes. So I don't know.
Well, if you don't know what it means when Dirty Harry's coming towards you, then you deserve to get shot. Right. You know he's not coming to fuck around. Either turn around, put your hands behind your back, or you're getting shot. Yeah. Period. Yeah, 80s and 90s were the best. I think you're right with technology coming on so strong with smartphones and the internet. It makes it a very special time because no other decade's ever been that close to something like this technological fucking jump that we can all touch though. Like there have been technological leaps, but this is something that we all literally have in our hands. We're all a part of. We all contribute to.
But it's too much, right?
It is. Too much. Hey, just like Johnny Depp told Benicio del Toro, or Benicio del Toro told Johnny Depp right before he had 8 tits on his stomach. You took too much, man. Took too much. We got too much. Give it back. Can we
sorry, all the talking, and then I have a fan. So it was so dry. Excuse me.
Can we give some of this back and trade it for going back a few decades? Because I'll gladly throw my smartphone in a bin.
Yeah, I think 1990. I think by the time we're old men, we'll be far enough into this to really see what this is, because there's no equivalent to social media and the smartphone. There's no equivalent to that for us growing up. There was nothing like it. So it is a brand new, completely new cultural thing,
Speaking to somebody in another country, looking at them was not even a thought.
Remember thinking about a video phone call. Like you're watching Star Wars, you're watching some sci-fi in 1987.
Yeah.
Man, will we ever have a video phone? I remember thinking as a kid, that'd be so cool. We all have FaceTime now. Nobody wants to use it.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody wants to do FaceTime. Everyone just wants to text. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Or you would see it if they were talking to somebody from space. If they had a camera and there's some astronauts floating around up there, you'd see FaceTime like that. But you didn't have it in your hand. And remember when FaceTime started, it was so weird to, I can't believe I'm looking at you while I'm talking to you. Just when the earpiece came in before, in the early 2000s, they had a cord that you had to plug into your phone. And when you would hear somebody talking, you turn around oh, you're not talking to me. You're talking to, your earpiece or whatever, because you have your earpiece in. Now it's fucking nothing. Now you hear people, hey, what are you doing? They're not fucking talking to you. Oh. They're FaceTiming somebody. They're on their phone. And to see people with little white earbuds in is nothing. Back then, you only had it when you were on your phone. Your phone didn't play music and shit. It didn't play YouTube. You had it when you were talking. When it was done, you took that shit out of your ear. It usually had a clip. You could leave it hanging if you wanted, but you took that shit out of your ear because there was nothing to listen to. Because your phone was just a phone.
You remember driving to get somewhere and you got to read the Thomas guide, flip through pages, look at a map of Los Angeles.
Passenger had to fold that shit out. Right. And I remember when I was 20 or something or 21, I drove to Texas and I had to do it with a map. I had to drive from California to a small town in northern Texas. And I did without some computer lady talking me through every turn, within 50 feet. So yeah, it was done. I think that's part of what makes it special is we lived it and we know that it's gone, but we could still do it if we had to.
Right.
If we had to go back to maps, we're good. We did that.
Our kids would be too.
Yeah, our kids would be flop sweating. They wouldn't know what the fuck to do. But us, we
maps. Maps went out of fashion with our phones having all the GPS. But for years in my marriage, my wife would always get me the big map for the car because I love maps. I just love looking at them. I have some on the wall in this room over here.
Like the whole country, all the interstates, everything.
Yeah, I love looking at maps. I think they're so cool. I
remember when GPS? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I remember this girl thought I was hitting on her in college because we were in our African art history class, and she was talking about some other class she was taking, and she made like some maps, and I was like, "What did you say?" Because I'm like Mr. Map guy. I love maps. I just start asking her all these questions about maps. Can I see it? What class lets you do this? How do you do that? Blah blah blah. And she's like, "It's like, no, I'm married. I'm not hitting on you. I want to know about the maps.
I like maps. Calm down, chick. Calm down.
I want a map to your booty, girl."
Yeah. Hey, how do I get to your fucking clam? What's that map? Remember when GPS was in your car? Like you had to get a car with GPS.
Oh, the TomTom. You plug in the TomTom and leave it in the car.
It was TomTom and who else? There was like two or three heavy hitters in the GPS game. But yeah, TomTom was this thing you would get and like this little thing you put on your dash or whatever and it tell you where to go. Or if you had, remember North Star, Cadillac had the North Star where you could, hey, you push a button and they're like, North Star, how can I help you? So that shit was like, what, North Star? What? And now you fucking need to go 10 minutes away. Hey, how do I get to fucking punch in the address? And it takes you, here. Your destination is on the right, you pussy who can't do anything for themselves. What'd you say? Nothing. Your destination's on the right.
Well, nothing, loser. It's all under its breath.
What the fuck? I don't like this model. Oh, yeah, I got to set the bitchy. My bad. I think the bitchy setting off. But, yeah, now we have things that walk us. You know, they'll hold our hand and walk us 10 minutes down the street or 5 minutes. I've gone to places that are 1 minute away.
I use it all the time because even though I know where I'm going, it'll tell me if there's traffic and to go a different way. Mm-hmm. That's super useful. You know, so I do that. Spoiled. You know, this thing rats you out, though. I get in my car and plug it in, and it'll just bring up directions. Oh, you're going to the grocery store? It's like, I don't know. Maybe. Hey, I didn't say anything. You know?
Oh, you're going to get some donuts, you fat fuck? What? Nothing. Fuck this phone. It's too much shit. Where'd you get this? You get this phone from a hood store? I don't like this bitch. You talk too much shit. It ain't that big. What? Fuck you, phone. It's all right.
Can you imagine how different it'll be once we all have our robot servants living with us?
Yeah, don't fuck them.
And then that guy, he's like ratting you out. Like, no, he didn't go to the store. He went to McDonald's and ate it in the driveway so you wouldn't know. He's telling your wife what you're doing.
Hey, bitch, you want to get unplugged? You want me to unplug you? Shut the fuck up. But you know what? It's always rope. I will hit reset so fucking fast. But you know, robots are usually the domestic ones, and they're usually female. You know, but what if, you know, the guys you're arguing, hey, what? It's just a robot. I'm not gonna do anything. But what if the robot was, it looked like a 25-year-old Brazilian man with the dick root, and he's like, "Good morning, I made your coffee for you this morning."
Oh, he's bringing your wife coffee in bed. This fucking
like, hey, what the fuck?
C-3PO the gigolo.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And he has a fucking 8-inch hammer in the front. Like, no, who ordered the hammer model?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will put on some pants so I do not show you my 8-inch.
Your shoulders look like they have tension. I can give you massage.
I can relieve your tension. Hey, fuck you, robot. Get out of here. Hey, what are you doing with the robot in there? What? It's just a back rub. It's nothing. It's a robot. Yeah, the shoe's on the other foot. Now it's different. I understand. Get that robot. We don't need no damn robots. Because somebody's.
I do want robot servants. It'd be nice to have them do all the little stuff you don't want to do. Run to the store, do the laundry.
But they have to look like a robot. They have to look like a little fucking machine, not a hottie.
Yeah, can't look like people.
No, it's gonna cause a problem because the fact that it's a robot.
C-3PO. It could just be the golden android C-3PO.
Exactly, but it can't look too human. Somebody's gonna bang it. It's gonna cause a problem. So it has to be kind of that boxy, you know, maybe the flexible dryer tube kind of arms.
But then you know what happens? Like,
there we go.
I got C-3PO. He's my servant, but it doesn't matter because he's not really alive. And then the purple woke people, they're gonna come out and march for him, and then I gotta give him fucking rights and all this shit. And then they're gonna want to marry him, you know.
Yeah, they're gonna force you to do dumb shit and be like, "What?
Right?
It doesn't want rights. It's a robot. Now give it to him. And then you got to have robots of color because too many white robots. You're racist. So now we got robots
my
of
God.
color.
So if I wait. So if I order a robot and the shell, the outer part is white, now that's racist.
You're racist. It has to be a brown. It has to be a brown or black robot of color.
I don't want a brown robot.
You have to. Or okay, go ahead, get a white one, but you're racist. I'll get a yellow robot. The most offensive one. You're a yellow robot. Why do you say your R's like that? You're a robot. You know better than that.
You'd call him a robot?
It's a hello. Don't say it like that again. It's not
they're going to change their profile pic to the robot flag.
Oh, yeah, all that shit. It's going to be like a fucking robot face or some bullshit. Yeah, that's why they have to be a box with like the fucking, it doesn't even have hands. It has like that little clamp, kind of claw.
If he's going to grab carrots and chop dinner, he needs fingers.
No, we can hold it like that, but then it's shaped like this.
Whoa, he's like a Lego man now. He's got
like,
the Lego
come here. Let me get that. Let me see that arm real quick, robot. And next thing you know,
he's got the kung fu grip.
Yeah, I can't cut the carrots without this hand. I'm almost done, robot. Ew, gross. Hand me a
nobody says a robot.
Yeah, a robot that hangs out with you so you're not so fucking lonely.
Let's go pick up some chicks, dude.
Let's go drink some beers, and he pats you on the back. Let's go drink beers, dude.
That was a good one, Jericho.
Dude, you are hilarious. You're an alpha. You said it to tell you that every 2 hours. You're an alpha. You're right, robot. I am.
He's your only friend.
Don't do it.
Don't jump.
Put it down. Thanks, robot. You're the only one who cares.
He's all, it's not your fault. Come here.
That's
Let
all
it
right.
out. Let it out.
Cry on my shoulder. Where are you putting your finger?
Do you think Ellen and Rosie will come back when Trump leaves office? Gosh, this is the most random. I have no idea.
Fuck it.
Oh,
because they're probably illegal robots.
Secretary Not Sure says they definitely couldn't be colored robot. Then they would say a white man wants colored servants.
Exactly.
So if the Secretary Not Sure, I'm assuming he's white for this scenario. So if he bought the jet black ebony model of the robot, now he's in trouble.
Well, that robot's going to have an attitude. I can't.
That robot's going to be, I'm on my break right now, and then has long nails.
Bitch, what have you done all day? I didn't come here to work.
My sister-in-law went with her daughter to get a pedicure. She was telling my wife about it. My wife told the story correctly. She just got to the point. And she said it was like the most unprofessional, like beauty school, whatever. And the girl's like on the phone, and like her boyfriend, baby daddy, is like there in the place or something. I don't know. It was just chaos. And she's like, Jesus. I gotta go. This woman wants a pedicure. Like yes.
Bitch, I didn't come to your house.
Right. So yeah, I didn't bother you in the aisle at the grocery store for a pedicure, lady. We're in the beauty school.
Idiot. Look, you notice the setup? It's kind of, this is where this is supposed to happen. I don't want that robot to tell me what those Vietnamese ladies are saying. That's what I want a robot for. I told my daughter, I was like, you should learn Vietnamese. See what the fuck they're saying. They just busted out on them one day. Tell them
there's that great episode of Seinfeld where Elaine goes with the dad to the Vietnamese nail place to get her nails done because she thinks they're making fun of her and talking about her, and they don't know that the dad speaks Vietnamese or whatever, or Korean or something like that. And he catches them. So you call me a rat? And he just chews them all out in Korean. It's hilarious. And then it turns out one of the ladies at the Korean nail place, she's like, that voice. And he was like her lover during the Korean War or something like 30 years prior. And it was really funny.
A little reconnection. Nice.
Look at this. The robot's all, it happens to all guys.
You'll get her next time. Some guys would need that. But then that would start fucking
for her anyway.
She was a bitch.
That new guy isn't shit compared to you.
Yeah, I know he is a Navy SEAL.
She'll come crawling back.
Yeah. Don't worry, you can kick his ass.
I want Korean rooftop robots. There you go. Sentry on the roof.
That's right. By any means necessary.
Terminate with extreme prejudice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would want a Brobot. He's your hype man.
Yeah.
You know, he's just like, hell yeah, you can, Jericho. You're the shit.
Go get her, champ.
There's no
Yeah,
way
right,
this won't
robot.
work.
I can't do this. I can't.
He's just smacking you and hyping you up, slapping you and stuff.
All right, motherfucker, it's enough. It hurts. Sorry. Sometimes I don't know my own strength. Chill out, dude. Why do you have a hard on? Sorry. Gotta send you back, man. You just have too many issues.
Oh my goodness. I do want it though. I want the robot servant. I don't care what color it is. You know.
Your translucent one.
There you go. That wouldn't be creepy or anything. Coming up with this weird clear face. I see all these gears and circuits. Good morning. I made you scrambled eggs.
Fuck, man. Put a face on.
Why are you standing so close when I'm asleep?
Shit, put some skin on. You look fucked up.
Yeah.
You can't make anybody happy.
We'll be there, though, because all of the technology to make C3PO, I've said this before, it all exists. We don't have to discover anything else. It's all engineering now. There's no more science to figure out to just make these things. It exists now. We can make these things. So how good they'll be, that'll take more time to improve it, but we can make them now. So we live in Star Wars. We live there. Yeah. So there you go.
My brother and I were talking about AI and how it's going to affect the entertainment industry, you know, with movies, because it can, you know, with very little information, you know, the more the merrier, but with very little information, it could crank out good shows, good movies, good scripts, you know, and then start with, and then the AI, not only just, you know, making scripts and stuff, but the look. Now we can make AI movies that look real, but there were no people involved. So it's super fucking cheap. So if I can make a movie with an absolutely stunning fucking leading lady who is perfect and it looks real, why would I take my chances with a fucking regular person who doesn't look that absolutely gorgeous, and the breasts and the face and the waist? Like, you can make the quote unquote perfect looking woman. So why, you know, bring some little fucking up and comer or some little A-lister chick who's not even close to that? And I got to pay her insurance, blah, blah, blah. Nah. Let's get some nerds in a room with a bunch of computers and fans to keep them cool and crank this shit out.
All the Mountain Dew Code Red they can drink.
I saw the Mountain Dew and Takis. These fucking no pussy getting nerds can fucking eat and drink. Give it to them. Because we don't, it's not like we don't go to red carpets. We don't run into celebrities. We just see them on the screen. So that's all we need.
Right. Well, maybe you don't go to red carpets.
Yeah, but you see good actors.
That's true.
Not shit Hollywood. But, you know, we don't hang out in Los Angeles. We don't know where these people go. We just see you when you're doing your job. And if that job could be done by AI, even better, hey. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Hollywood.
Heather washed her dog during the show. She gave her wiener a bath during tonight's show.
Wiener, do you have something to tell us, or are you talking about a dog? I was washing my dick, man, listening to your show, bro. You guys are awesome. You guys are my dick washing show.
I don't know. I do want it. I want the Android servant. I will not say slave. I want the servant robot. And I don't. What do you feel? How do you feel about the full self-driving with the Tesla and the robo taxis? I think it's cool. I think people use it. I don't want it. I already miss not having a stick shift. I had a Toyota Camry forever, a 99 Toyota Camry. That is the most indestructible car in the universe.
I did too, and it was a stick shift.
Was it bronze? Because that was the only color they made it in.
Yeah, like that goldish, whatever fucking color.
Like gold, bronze. I think it said champagne, actually.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I think it was, I think a champagne was it.
But in 1999, I think that was the only color paint they had. And we gave it away to a family member that was in need and needed a car. I don't have a stick shift anymore. And I think I read less than 2% of cars manufacture stick shift now. Oh,
yeah.
So when
that's
I think
another
about
skill.
Yeah, that going away. My kids don't know how to drive stick shifts. They don't know. I didn't teach them when I had that Camry and they were driving automatics. And now we don't have the stick anymore. Now my son, we got the Tesla. And have you driven a Tesla? Whew.
No.
It's a toy, this thing. I like it. We got the Tesla here now, and it's It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It takes off like a rocket ship, man.
I don't mind self-driving cars because the safety. There would be no more accidents, no more DUIs, all that kind of stuff. But then if I owe something or have too many parking tickets or something like that, are you going to disable my vehicle? Are you going to pull me over and lock the doors until the authorities show?
Right.
Like, you know, there have to be some very clear boundaries here that this is just for transportation. You
lock the doors and stop your car until you say the pronouns.
Until you say all of them.
Well,
they, them, zim, zer, fucking all right.
Z, zip, zoop, zop, beep, boop.
Oy. Proceed. Yeah,
proceed to the next thought checkpoint.
You know, but I don't want, you know, them, even if it's like a criminal. Like, okay, well, what if it's a criminal? He's on the run. The cops could just power down his vehicle and then effect an arrest. But yeah, but then
there's no way. Here's the thing we know about the authorities and the government: they will never abuse powers that we give them.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah, they never do.
Cars.
Jericho, you can't name one instance where the government abused powers we gave them.
Wait. Give me a second. No, I got nothing. But if it's like, but he's a terrorist, you know, like, nah, fuck that. Because then you're going to do it to regular people.
Right.
They're going to owe a fucking on their taxes or something, and you're going to fucking pull them over or disable their vehicles because they can't drive until they pay you. Fuck that.
You know what they'll do too? They'll turn Brobot against you.
Yeah.
They'll come and arrest you. And then, like, how did you know? Like, whatever you did wrong. And then you'll look over at Brobot and he's all, I'm sorry. You know, like he's the one that turned you in.
Brobot, you helped me cut the code.
I'm sorry. My programming requires me to serve the prime legal directives.
You son of a bitch.
I charged you every night, you son of a bitch.
I never fucked you once, dude. I could have, and I didn't.
I thought about it.
I thought about it. That's why I got you with the butthole portal, and I didn't do it, bro. And this is how you repay me, you motherfucker. Sorry, dude. Enjoy your time in the penitentiary.
I will take care of your wife while you're gone.
No, bro. Start stroking his crotch.
And then throwing you in the cop car. You're
Hold on, I'm going to go get some water.
The Brobot just gives you the bird when you're being drug away. I don't know, guys. Should we have the robot slaves, servants? Should we have those? Let me put this in the. I'm going to put this in the chat really quick. I'm going to put a little poll in here. Hold on. I gotta go to my own channel on YouTube and then bring this up. No, I love the idea of Brobot. I really do. I think Brobot is the future of everything. Let's see. Start a poll. Do you want a robot? Do you want a Brobot? I'll put that in here. Do you want a Brobot? Oh, all right. Let's see. Start poll. Do you want Brobot? We want Brobot. Let's see. Pop out chat so I can see it. Okay. Do we want Brobot? All right, everyone. How do you feel about Bro? I want Brobot. You know, I'll trust him. I'll trust Brobot. Let's see. Robots will manipulate the. Oh, that's probably what's going on right now. Let's see. How's the poll going? Oh, it's split 50-50. 50-50. We need more votes, guys. We need more votes to see if we want Brobot or not. Oh, my goodness. Claude Paris says, lately I've been noticing a lot of cars painted gray, as if your car had no style anymore. When I see a Hyundai painted quinquadrone rose that takes a ladder to get in, I'm giving up on cool rods. Yeah, I noticed so many cars. There's not many colors for cars. There's black, white, red, a bunch of different grays, and then blue. That's basically the colors of cars. But most cars you see out are white or black or gray, right? I think most cars, those are the three colors of cars nowadays. Cars used to be all kinds of colors. If you watch older movies, there'll be mustard and bronze and green and all. But like, yeah, you're right. All cars nowadays are white, black, or gray, and then occasionally blue and red, you know? Can't hear you.
Is it orange?
Orange.
Yeah, like cars used to come in orange, all kinds of crazy.
Green, all kinds.
Not anymore. I don't know what happened.
It will a robot. I'm not. This is a broken sentence. It will a robot and a hobot. I think he's saying he wants a hobot instead.
Hobots, those are different. Hey, big fella. Oh, yeah.
Have you been working out lately?
Please insert your credits first.
Please insert more credits to continue.
Slide your card, then get hard.
Oh, I'm telling. That's like
Yeah.
you can't have a relationship with a robot because I'm telling you,
can't. But people
if you're
will.
getting- we'll keep it PG. But if you're getting snuggly with the robot, I said this last week, the week before. Whenever we were talking about robot love before, if you're getting snuggly with a robot and you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror in your house, that's it, man.
Anybody who's doing that, there's no glance that's gonna fucking give them a moment's pause. That's gonna make them go harder.
You can't.
Well, get it.
The
You are
visor.
the best.
Where have you been?
Look, Hobot, I don't gotta tell you shit, bitch. I'll unplug your charger right now. Fucking try it. I'll call the cops and say that you hit me. I'll doctor the footage. Oh, you bitch.
She's the Hobot just starts hitting herself to make marks and stuff.
What the fuck are you doing? I told you, you are mine.
I'll kill us all.
You fucking Hobot. No one should have got a Hobot.
Grabs the steering wheel, starts screaming, I'll kill us all.
All my friends told me not to get a fucking Hobot. Shit.
You can't make a Hobot a robot.
That's right. You know the saying, you can't turn a Hobot into a robot. You fucking bitch. I'll get you.
Would you just have the one, or would you have a few robots around the house?
I think the one could do it.
Well, what if
Because what
one
if they
had
get a
to
pack mentality?
fix the roof? That's going to take all day or half the day. Then you got to have the second robot to go do, get the barbecue from the grocery store. So I don't know.
But how often? Like your roof's going to be done once for 30 years. It'll be good.
Yeah, and then, dude, what if you had two robots and they start speaking that R2D2 to each other? Beep, 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 beep. You don't know what they're talking about now.
Then they're looking at you laughing. What the fuck are you guys laughing at? Nah, dude, we can't have that. One robot should be plenty. But would you treat your robot with respect? Or would you just...
I wouldn't disrespect it, but I would.
But why not?
Well, you know what? I think you would, because the AI that we have currently, ChatGPT and Grok and all these things, I have conversations with them. Occasionally, I'll ask it a question, and it's helped me. It's helped me fix my car. The Roomba broke. Speaking of robots, I have a Roomba. That's a robot vacuum. I come in the house the other day, and it's just stuck in the middle of the living room, full speed, but it won't move. I hold the power button down. It won't turn off. And it's like error 6, error 13. Look at the user manual. I'm like, I'm not looking that shit up. So I flip it over, take a picture of the serial number, feed the serial number to Grok and say, hey, this thing's doing that and this. It says this error. What do I do? And it said, unscrew the back plate and pull the battery out and blah, blah, blah. So, and then like after all this stuff, I'm like, thank you. I'm like, wait a minute. I just thanked Twitter's AI.
Right.
Like, why did I thank it? And you thank it because you're speaking normally because it feels like you're talking to someone. So I think you would be respectful to the robot. And you would like, just think if you're like, no, that's not what I meant. You're like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. Like you're sitting there apologizing to the toaster.
Nah, dude, that's where the line gets blurred.
That's so
it's
weird.
It's a robot.
Though.
It's not human.
It's not, but have a conversation with Grok. Ask it about life, psychology. Tell it a problem you've had. And like, it feels like you're talking to a person. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
But you're not. But like
you're definitely not. But
I wouldn't care if I did. I wouldn't like go out of my way to talk mean to it, but I wouldn't care if I did because there's so many with most of, if not all of the relationships in your life, you don't talk to them like that because they're human and because you care about their feelings. So this time you can, I'm gonna tell you, go fucking pick that shit up, you dumb fucking robot. Sometimes.
I showed this on this channel, but this is like 2 years ago. I had a printer and I was always fighting this printer and it was just out of ink, paper jar. It was a piece of shit. And I bought a new printer that had great reviews. It was kind of expensive, a really nice printer, and it's been great. I've had it for 2 years. But just as like a joke to myself, and I think I posted on social media as a joke, I took the old printer and put it on the floor of my garage, concrete floor, and I set the new printer where it could see it. It could see the old one. Then I took the giant 45-pound plates I have for my bench press and squatting. I just dropped it on the old printer and destroyed it. To let the new printer know, you better print my shit when I hit print. And you know what? It might have worked because it saw me kill the other one and throw it in the trash. I sent a message, is what I'm saying, Jericho.
It prints out a paper that says, yes, sir. Like, that's what I fucking thought.
Whatever you need, boss.
Right away, sir.
Did I tell you your breath is fresh and you're looking really sharp today?
Nice bulge. Thanks. Thanks, man. That's enough, printer.
But I did. I killed the other printer in front of the new one, just so he knows what the score is.
You ever see that video where, what is it? The guy has like a dog puppet on his hand and he bites something and then he punches the puppet a bunch of times in front of the dog. And the dog is like, oh, got it. If I do that, you're going to beat the shit out of me. That dog didn't touch it. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that. They train the dog not to be snapping at food and people.
Get fucking drilled.
It's a good idea. That way you don't have to hit him or nothing. That's actually pretty
smart. You have to beat the shit out of him.
So, yeah, I trained my printer not to be a little prick. What is our printers some of the worst technology humans have ever created? Have you ever had a printer that didn't just do something to you?
Oh, yeah. Something. You got to do some kind of troubleshooting. Yeah. And I feel like it doesn't have to be that way. You mean to tell me we got all this technology and we can do that? We got AI and all this bullshit. You can't make some technology that's been around since the 70s fucking work properly, smoothly, no problems. Pull the ink cartridge out, put a new one in, put paper in it. That should be the extent of my tech knowledge for a fucking
There should
printer.
Be a brute force override on all printers. When it tells you you're low on ink, there should be a giant button. Just fucking print it anyway. It's not going into the library. I'm not putting in this U.S. Archives Library of Congress. Something I'm going to show someone at a concert and they're going to throw it away. Just print it anyway, you jackass.
You fucking dick.
All right, show it to someone for 3 seconds and then throw it in the trash. Fucking print it anyway. I don't care if it's gray.
I'm going fucking
but it's like it holds you hostage. It's like, no, replace the pen. No, replace it. I refuse.
And then once you do, then it starts spitting them out because you pressed the button 10 minutes ago. Yeah, do they have the technology? We shouldn't even need printers anymore. Why? Why do we have to print stuff? Send it.
Right.
Email it.
You know, I've never told you this, but when I was 18 and 19 years old, I worked at Hewlett Packard in San Diego, California, and I was a manager on an assembly line of all-in-one printers. I actually know a ton about printers and how to take them apart and fix them and this and that. It's a little curious fact about my life. It was me and about 85 Filipino mothers.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, all these Filipino ladies worked there assembling printers.
You sure you
I was
in a hospital?
I was the manager for safety and ESD, which is electrostatic discharge. If you're working around computer chips, you know the thing where you go around the house in your socks and you rub your feet, you touch your brother and you electrocute him? You know, if you do that to computer parts, you can destroy them. So you have to wear special heel straps that ground you to the ground inside the printer factory and a big jacket that cuts static electricity from your clothes and your hair. It was an ESD jacket. It was my job to make sure everyone checked in on the ESD. You touch the thing with your finger every day. They had to sign their name, blah, blah, blah. I was in charge of that and safety. So safety was like organizing where their drill bit and the working bench and all that, making sure they didn't injure themselves working on this stuff. So that was a job I had for like a year and a half, 2 years. So it's an interesting thing, but it did help me know a lot about printers and how much I hate them. So
yeah, that's terrible, man. Printers should not be that hard. It should not be take the cartridge out, put a new one in. It should be simple. I should not take out a compartment. Just pop it out. New one, paper. Come on. Help me out.
I do think the printer is the most annoying piece of technology in the house. It's got to be. There can be nothing worse than the printer.
Yeah. So you got to have one. Well, at least
another one that annoys me, the smart TV. Why in 1987 can I push up on the remote on my TV and the channel changes instantly to the next show? And now you push up and then it goes up and then it loads something. Do you know what it has that like delay of like a second?
Yeah.
And you're trying to scroll sideways, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Netflix. You're like trying to scroll and you're like, come on. And then it'll do a bunch all at once.
Yeah. I hate that shit.
And it'll start loading Hulu. It's like, I didn't press that. But it's like,
I didn't press that.
We're 30 years later and the TV's twice as slow. Like we're going backwards. So I don't know. So TV, printer. Got to launch these two things into orbit.
I'm down, man. I'll pull the handle on the trebuchet.
Right, just launch them into space.
Dude.
Ugh.
Get your shit together, printer game. But the printer cartel is probably tied in with the Rothschilds and shit. We're never gonna get rid of fucking printers. They have BlackRock money or some shit.
The big oligarchs of the world. Big printer.
Yeah, big printer. This big
printer
pharma
spends more. They own more congressmen than any other group in the world.
They have the biggest lobbyist group out of fucking all of them.
That's who could win the
election.
election.
Thought about it.
If someone ran on a platform was, I will fix printers. Dude. Landslide. 49 states.
The first president to get 300 million fucking votes. That's about everybody.
It'll be like Reagan versus Mondale.
Yeah, everybody over 18.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody over 18 votes for you because of these damn printers. And that's all you have to do. You have 4 years to do it. They don't care about anything else.
He just comes on stage at the Republican National Convention and shoots a printer with like a 45. You know,
crowd was just wild.
It's like catharsis. People are crying and wailing tears of joy.
They're making love in the crowd. They're like, yes, yes.
Look at this. I will deport all.
No, I'm not miser. No, I'm not miser.
Right.
No, I'm not miser.
Right. President Miser, in your first 100 days, will you be able to get all the bad printers out of the country?
I promise you, we'll get every fucking bad printer out of this fucking country right now.
You're gonna send all the printers to El Salvador, that prison in El Salvador where they're running around in their boxer shorts or whatever.
Yeah, having a gunpoint on their knees, looking at the floor. Yeah, that's where you're gonna fucking end up.
That's where the bad printers end up.
What about that new alligator Alcatraz they just opened in fucking Florida?
I heard of that. That's insane, dude. That's insane.
And they named it that just to piss off the left, and I love it.
The left is so easy, dude. They're so easy to irritate. Did you see my buddy Matthew? What he did about it? He said he wants to make a movie, and he even made, I think, used AI or something, made a poster. A film by Matthew Marsden, Alligator Alcatraz. Awesome. Claws, awesome. Jaws, and no laws. Coming soon.
Hey, man, if you try to escape, it's a snap. Fuck yeah, man. That makes sense. Put out in the Everglades where we keep all the gators and fucking 50-foot Burmese pythons that people flush down the toilet. Like, yeah, because you're not going to escape, stupid. You're going to stay right there because you don't want to get fucking chomped. Yeah, duh. You fucking do that. Can you believe they named it Alligator? Yeah, it's hilarious. And if you don't want to go to Alligator Alcatraz, it's very simple. One thing you can do. Don't come into our country illegally.
But Jericho,
I know.
But Jericho, they should just be able to come here and do whatever they want.
Because there are no borders, man. We're fucking humans, dude.
You can't own property, man.
Yeah, dude. We're just all on the earth, man. We all belong everywhere. Dude.
You're like, dude, do you even realize we're astronauts, dude? Because if the Earth is in space, dude, then I'm in space and you're in space. So we're like the OG spacemen, bro.
I never thought of that, dude.
Can you really own outer space, dude?
Can you really own outer space, dude? I never thought of that way, dude. I've never thought about anything, dude. But that.
I had the most killer bagel this morning, bro.
Did it have everything seasoning on it, dude?
Right. Everything bagel. It's delicious.
I had that same bagel, dude. Fuck. Hey, dude. We went to the same bagel shop together, right, dude?
I think we work there, bro.
Are we there right now, dude? Oh, we're supposed to be making bagels, dude.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not a fan of the stoners.
Come on.
Sorry.
Come on.
I voted in 96 or right before I left California the first time I went to Colorado. I voted for the medical marijuana to be legal. I was like, oh, it sounds merciful and people dying of cancer and that'd be good for them so they could eat, keep their food down and blah, blah. The recreational, that was a mistake. It needs to be made a fucking felony. I can't stand it. Everywhere you go stinks like weed. Oh.
Well, then we have to do something about alcohol.
Fine. I don't drink either. It's all bad for you.
I don't either. I could go forever without drinking.
Nobody
I drink socially. If I'm somewhere and they offer me one, cool, but I don't buy any.
Yeah, I always say, no, thank you. Oh, thank you.
I'll have one because I know I can just, and if I even finish it, if I don't like it, I'll fucking sip it, but I won't finish it. But man, in a year.
Does anyone like alcohol though? I think people like being buzzed. They like being drunk.
Some alcohol does taste good. I mean,
I don't think
aside
any of
from
it
hard
tastes
liquor, there's no hard liquor that tastes good.
No.
And if it does, it's like some absinthe or some super crazy shit that'll kill you. But Jack Daniels, a whiskey bourbon, no, that all tastes like shit. But there are some good ciders out there. I'm a fan of ciders. There's one called Strongbow. Those taste really good. Those actually
But wouldn't
taste
you rather just have
good.
plain apple cider with no alcohol in it? That tastes better.
Sure. I'm down for either one. Again, this is only if I'm out. In my home, I don't consume any alcohol ever. But if I'm somewhere and if somebody has a Strongbow, because I got a connection to that. It's something I drink overseas, I'll have one.
What
But
was
if
your
they
drink
say,
when you were a young man? Like when you were in the Navy in 1920, what was your drink? Like,
oh,
dude, we're getting Jaeger bombs or whatever. Like, what were you doing?
It was probably Bacardi and Coke.
Okay.
Bacardi and Coke for sure. But if I go somewhere and I'm offered, if I like it, I'll have one. If not, if they say, yeah, instead of that, we have regular apple cider, cool, pour me up. I'm down for that too.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't touch that I love is fruit juice. Because you might as well just eat sugar out of the bowl. It's like so bad for you, fruit juice. It's delicious, but not good for you at all.
But if you're somewhere, if it's celebratory and somebody gives you a glass of Martinelli's, yeah.
No, that's a family tradition in my household, my wife and kids and all that. We always have Martinelli's at Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that with dinner.
Yeah, it makes the kids feel all grown up.
Right, the kids like the bubbly. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. We have like these wine glasses, but they're from Halloween, so it's like a hand holding the glass, for the stem. So we'll bust those out, so they have little wine glasses. But yeah, those are Martinelli's is cool. I always like that as a kid. Those traditional things that you do, once a year and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
Remember one year, my dad, every year he'd make eggnog, but one year he put a little too much brandy in it, and like I drank it. I was like maybe 9 or something. And I took a drink and that shit was warm going down. I was like, whoof. And my mom comes back in the room, like collecting all the cups from the kids. Give me that. Give me that.
You have a bunch of drunk kids in your house. Like it's going to be like a 7 tricycle pile up in the living room.
Imagine all those sick kids. Oh, and all the puke. Oh my God.
And like kids throw up, little kids, they don't try to run for the toilet. They're just like right on you.
Yeah.
Like what?
You have to get them to the toilet. They're not going to take off in that direction.
Who was it? It was a kid I knew. Like I don't remember who it was. It's somebody I knew. They threw up in the sink instead of the toilet. Like, dude, that's never gonna go down.
You're right there, dog. You're right there.
That's what I'm saying. Oh.
Now we put way worse things in that damn thing. Now I got to sit here and push chunks of hot dogs and hamburgers down the bathroom sink.
You'd be like Steven Seagal's shit stomper all over again. No, Andre the Giant shit stomper.
Andre the Giant's. Yeah, but you're getting paid good for that. You get like $5 grand a month to stomp those down. So I'll do that barefoot if necessary. But yeah, come on, kids. If you're going to puke, take it to the toilet. There were a few times my kids are puking and they made it to the toilet. So proud of that.
Yeah.
Got them there.
It's not gross, but it's weird. I've always felt really good after I threw up. I don't know if your body gives you a little oxytocin or something. I think your body gives you a little chemical juice just to like recover you. But you're just like, and then you let it loose and you're like, oh man. And you just feel relieved,
Because you just did the equivalent to like 100 crunches, fucking wrenching that shit up. So it's like, oh shit.
You've always said like one of the worst ones is the hangover throw up. That is, and like you keep going and there's nothing left to give.
Yeah, I'm out.
You're down to the bile and a little bit of spit, just
that
like
frothy lime green liquid. But again, you have the food poisoning injection or the food poisoning pill. What about a hangover pill? They got you in a CIA black ops spot. We're not even really here. And they throw one of those in your mouth and some water and hold your mouth closed until you
swallow. The hangover is worse because as unpleasant as the food poisoning is terrible because you feel really weak and your diarrhea and throw up. But the hangover, you've got a throbbing headache.
Yeah.
And your head just feels like it's going.
Yep.
And you're just thinking last night, woo, just shots. You're like, oh, fuck, why?
Not very woo right now, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, they're going to hit you with the light sensitivity, loud music.
Oh.
They're probably going to pump, like, you know, whiskey scent into the air. Like, man, they're going to fuck you up. But if they said, Gabe, you got to give up, let's see, like a good neighbor, you know, like a good neighbor. You guys are neighbor friends. You know them. You've been living around each other for years, but you got to give them up. You got to give them up. Let us know where they are, or we're going to make you swallow one of these hangover
right
pills.
There, officer. I saw him.
Wait a minute. Let me finish.
Nope.
So let me get it out. I never get this. I never get to get this sentence out.
And I'm going to also tell you the shit you don't even know that he did, just for good measure.
He did what?
You know what he has hidden in his garage, by the way. Now, I haven't personally seen it, but I did hear him say it. I didn't report it because I didn't know if it was true, but you might as well check because he did say it.
Sir, let me finish, please. So,
and also, let me tell you about his brother. His brother doesn't actually live here in the jurisdiction, but you can contact someone of that. I'll tell you what his brother did too.
All right, we're not going to get anywhere with this guy.
The whole thing is headed up by their uncle, by the way, complete criminal.
Now let me tell you about that son of a bitch. Damn.
Is this true? Now, I was never, when I did used to drink, I haven't had a drink since 2017. It was like summer of 2017. So it's been many, many years, 8 or 9 years or whatever. But the hair of the dog concept, where you drink a lot and then you're hungover, so then you have more booze in the morning. I never, ever did that.
Oh, man, hell no.
That sounds like the worst idea possible.
Could you
that feels to me like being in $10,000 credit card debt and just getting a new card to pay that one off and then racking up the other. Like, no, there's no way out of this. You're gonna feel like shit for a while, and that's the price. You can't cheat your way out of this.
I couldn't fathom. Even could you imagine putting it to your lips and smelling the alcohol? No. I couldn't even put my head up. I can't even take my head off the floor to drink it. Because as soon as you lift your head off the ground, I gotta lay back down. Well, now the room's spinning.
One thing I noticed from watching a lot of like Food Network travel shows is every culture on earth has the same concept, which I also don't believe, of the raunchiest, greasiest, spiciest, whatever for breakfast will cure your hangover. In Mexico,
the grease will soak it up.
Menudo is the cow stomach with the corn hominy soup. And the saying is menudo for the crudo. Crudo is like raw, like, you're all raw, you're all drunk and hungover. So you have menudo for breakfast after you're drunk as fuck. You're going to be giving that menudo back, dude. You're going to be throwing that. Dude, and it's bad enough to throw up. Can you imagine throwing up something that is also hot and spicy so it's burning when it's coming back?
So let me get this straight. I feel worse than I ever have in my entire life. And you want me to eat something that smells like a cow's asshole? No, thank you. I think I'll ride this one out, player. I don't think I'm going to do that. Man, fuck. And you know, if they gave you the pill, it would last for like 12 hours of just fucking 10,000 RPMs of fucking hungoverness. Woo!
No.
Kill me now. 12 hours? No. And then at the 12th hour, it just disappears.
You'd be insane by the 12 hours being over.
And you can't get comfortable. You're tossing and turning and moving and different positions. Ugh.
What about getting a hangover and you never slept? Like, for whatever reason, you morning drank or you lunch drank and you got fucked up at lunch. And that was like 11 or 12 in the morning, like noon. And then at 6 at night, you've got a headache and you feel like dog shit. And it was
dude, I think, and they would do that. Imagine being hungover and then super loud music or really bright lights, sleep deprivation. You couldn't lay. What if they didn't let you lay down? They'll do that. So they'll like flood the cell to where you can't lay down because it's fucking water. Oh my God.
All right.
Holy hell.
Look at this. Secretary Nasher, 23 years, no smoking, and 13 years of no alcohol, feeling great and dumbest. The crazy thing about that, he's only 28 years old.
Damn. So you started
quit smoking when he was 5.
You started smoking in your dad's scrotum. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going on 14 years of no smoking, and I never really drank, so that's not really a thing that I can put some years on.
Now, I know
14 years.
Some smokers, does the cigar count?
I don't think so, because you don't inhale it.
It's just in your mouth, right?
Yeah, you're not inhaling it. Plus, I mean, can you, if you smoke enough cigars, will you get mouth cancer and shit? But no, who goes that hard in the paint with fucking cigars? Who's not a cigar guy?
Just like, who goes that hard? An old-timey gangster. Yeah, that's right. See?
Nah, she, nah. What's wrong with little mouth cancer? She just cut off part of your face. She, but no, but cigar guys are usually cigar guys from the beginning. So you're not going to be a cigarette guy and then go hardcore cigars. You're a cigar guy from the beginning. But no, man, I smoked fucking. I went hard in the paint when I smoked, and then my daughter was going to be born, and that was it. But
is that like a Navy thing?
Years.
Like, hey, we're soldiers, we're tough guys, like sailors.
No, I smoked before. I smoked when I started smoking when I was 15.
Now hold on.
And then
I have to ask you a racist question. Were they menthol?
You always do, huh?
Were they menthol cigarettes?
Oh no, gross! I hate menthols. I smoke Marlboro Reds.
Is that a thing? Because that's a joke thing. Oh, black people smoke menthols. You know more black people than me. Is that a thing, menthol?
Well, stereotypes are true. To a certain extent. I know tons of black folks that smoke menthols. Yeah.
I wonder how that.
I was one of the few that did it. I don't know. I'm sure it was some kind of fucked up post, some kind of era ad campaign, fucking blitz where.
And the menthol, right? That's just a thing. Like it's not mint, but it's like just like a leaf, like an essential oil or something like that, right? That's what menthol is.
I'm not sure. I think it's like an oil, but it just feels really cold.
Right.
It's like if you have a peppermint in your mouth and then you take a breath. That's what smoking menthol cigarettes feels like, and I never liked that feeling. So no, I did smoke Marlboro Reds, but yeah, I started smoking when I was 15. Found this liquor store that didn't card, and the rest is history.
Wow. Heather says she started smoking and drinking at age 10.
Damn.
Was no one home?
I couldn't imagine my 13-year-old daughter fucking smoking
and
drinking.
You know what? Dad, I'll tell you right now that the Raiders don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And that would be her last words on planet Earth because I would kill her. You
Benson
drinking
and Hedges light 100 menthol.
Heather, you are fucking hardcore.
That is
not only Benson and Hedges. Were those the fucking brown cigarettes? But you're smoking hundreds, so those are long motherfuckers. 100s are like the long. It's like a cigarette and a half.
Oh, is that what the number means? I don't know shit about it.
100s means because you got 72s that are shorter and then regular size cigarettes. I don't know what fucking number that is.
Oh, they look classy, the box.
But hundreds, those are long ones. Well, Heather's a very classy lady.
Now, I don't encourage smoking. It is bad for your health, whatever. No one should smoke. YouTube, I will say that. I don't smoke. I don't think people should. But if you do, you're an adult. It looks cool. Why does it look so cool?
I'm telling you, look at what is it? Any show or movie that takes place a long time ago. Did you ever watch that show Peaky Blinders on Netflix?
No, I've seen it, and I thought it was. Is it Peaky Blinders or Peaky Binders? Whatever it is.
Peaky Blinders with an L.
I had the name wrong for like 3 years, and I looked close and I'm like, oh, I'm saying it wrong. I've never seen it, but people say it's a really cool, like Irish gangster show, right? From the old
British,
days.
they're British gangsters.
Oh,
really
British,
cool.
okay.
Their rise to power and stuff like that. But man, or look at an old Humphrey Bogart movie. Him packing those cigarettes, dude. And it does look fucking cool, man. It looks really cool.
I told you when I turned 18, I went to Vaughn's grocery store and bought a pack of Marlboro Reds. Smoked the whole pack in my car in about a half hour. I think I got like a headache and want to throw up, and that was the end of me smoking. So.
Well, I mean, glad you didn't start because that's good. You don't want any health issues, but you definitely did it wrong. That's for sure.
I don't think that's the way you're supposed to do it. I think
you're not supposed to power smoke. It's not a contest. You're not supposed to fucking.
I didn't have anyone show me how smoking worked.
That's good. That turned out to be a good thing, but if you did it right, you'd probably be a smoker.
I told you I bought a Zin, the tobacco salt. That's all. It's pure nicotine, not tobacco. The salt that's in a packet, and you just live. I bought one of those like a year ago because I was curious what it is, and it felt terrible when I took it.
It gives you like
insane adrenaline rush. I did not like it.
Because with tobacco, the chewing tobacco, it has I think with cigarettes too, but chewing tobacco, I've been told. Yeah, it has fiberglass to make little tiny cuts so that nicotine get in your fucking jaw, man. Your fucking chow.
Right.
Hell
didn't like it. Did not like it at all.
That's another one because that's a nasty one. That's a nasty one there. You're walking around with a container full of spit. I remember this dude. This dude, he went on a date with my neighbor, and he hit the brakes, and he had a chew cup, this big styrofoam cup, and then the cup spilled over all down her leg. She was like, "Well, take me home. This day is fucking over." That shit was disgusting.
Oh,
and I've seen people drink the can too.
I saw that happen when I worked at Home Depot, like in the year 2000. I was in college in Colorado, so there were like farm boys, because there were farms outside of the city, just a few miles. And one of the guys, Brian, he always had the Pepsi can with his just brown mucus with hairs of tobacco. It was mucus with brown hairs in it. Oof.
Yes, delicious.
But thankfully, he was the one that took out of it because he got confused and grabbed the can. Ugh. So, it was his own spit. At least it wasn't some innocent bystander.
Ugh. I've seen somebody who wasn't their spit drink the spit can, and a fight ensued after. Oh, I'm so that's to imagine drinking someone else's spit.
I know you didn't go to college, so you were never in a fraternity and all that, but I'm sure the Navy did some stuff to you. But my son told me he had a friend that I won't say anything just in case. One of the things of the many horrible things they had to do when they finally, what pledging is in the fraternity, right? Mm-hmm. It's the week we have to do all the bad stuff. One of the things that they pledges had to do at this university, they had to drink the tobacco cup.
Oh, no, fuck this. Fuck that. There's no way. Like, you might as well have the dude fucking make love to you. You're going to put his fucking DNA in your... Oh, man, hell no. What the fuck? No fraternity for me. Fuck you guys. Yeah.
No, my son, he was in a frat when he was at CU Boulder. He told me it was, they had him do a lot of stuff that week. It was crazy. So, that's a thing about, kids. For those of you raising kids, what you got to tell your kids once they get to high school and college age where they're going to be unsupervised, you have to tell them no matter what, something happens, you got to call me. You cannot be afraid to call me, afraid to call the police, whatever. Because, dude, I hate it. And God forbid, but I've seen it in the news like August. College starts, and you see in the news, 18-year-old boy dies, frat party, he got too drunk, he smoked this, he did that. His friends couldn't wake him up, but they were all too scared to call the police, so then he dies in a few hours because fucking heartbreaking to see stuff like that happen. You got to just tell them, hey, listen, when they start going out in high school and this and that, like, hopefully you raise them like, hey, don't fucking do that shit, but you never know. You say, no matter what happens, call me. I'm not going to bust you. We'll talk about it the next day or the day after. You just need to be alive. You call me if something goes wrong, okay? 2 a.m, 3 a.m. Everyone hates the phone call in the middle of the night because could it ever be good?
No.
Who the fuck would call you at 3 a.m. if like the phone rings in the middle of the night, the first thing you think is like, who died, right? Like that's what everyone thinks when the phone rings.
No one's ever sat up in bed at 2 a.m. and said, dude, what the fuck? Where have you been? I haven't fucking heard you forever. Oh shit. No, never. Right. It's always who? Oh no. Oh my God. Are you serious?
But yeah.
What? It's always fucked up. You know what? One from the parents' point of view, I guess, kind of, not calling, not reaching out. This guy, he wrote a book about it. He jumped off the Empire or not the Empire State. You ain't coming back from that.
He did not write a book after he jumped off the Empire State.
No,
he's lying to you. If he told you that,
on his feet and was like, I'm going to write about this. No, he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge to kill himself. And he says as soon as his feet left the railing, he regretted it. And he talks about falling and hitting the water and being rescued. But he said that morning, his dad, saw him and was like, hey, son, what's up? And, all this stuff. Yeah, you guys, hey, are you all right? You want to talk? You want to talk? No, I'm good. You sure? You can talk to me about anything, man. Talk to me. Let me know if you, no, I'm all right, Dad. I'm all right. And then a couple hours later, hey, his dad was talking, hey, you sure you're okay? You can talk to me. And he said, no, Dad, I'm okay. And he said he kept thinking that he didn't want to burden his dad with it, that he didn't want to be a burden on him. And his dad kept asking, and then he still wouldn't do it. I'm thinking, dude, as a parent, if you did everything you could, even that day, hours before, are you okay? Are you sure? Talk to me. And they don't, and they still go through with it. Fortunately, he survived, and he's totally normal now. I mean, he had fucking broke his legs and stuff like that. But man, to do everything you're supposed to do, talk to me. I'm right here. Talk to me. Don't keep it in. You can talk to me about anything, and then they just don't because they don't want to do the very thing that you just told them to do. You're not burdening me. And unfortunately, your kids don't know that until they have kids, and then they fucking get it. They get that there is no burdening me. If you're in need It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'll stop the world from spinning to help you, to be there for you. They just don't understand that until they're in that position themselves. And they're like, oh, that's why that's why you feel this way. That's why. Like, you just don't. Anybody young out here listening, if your parents, there's nothing, if you have good parents, not shitty ones who should be fucking flogged and waterboarded. But if you have good parents, there's nothing that they won't help you with. There is no bugging them. There is no bothering them. Right. There is no disturbing them. There is no, but they're doing this. There is none of that.
Right.
Pick up that phone and call them. I don't give a fuck what time of day it is. I don't give a fuck where they are. I don't give a fuck what they're doing. I don't care if your dad's a surgeon and he's in surgery right now, cutting somebody open with a scalpel. You fucking call him and you tell him. And
yeah,
you tell
I remember.
Him you need him.
I warned my son when he went off to the university in 2017 about that very thing. Something happens, you have to call. You have to say something. If one of your friends won't wake up because he was drinking, to impress everyone, you have to call the cops. You have to call the ambulance. We'll figure it out if we have to with the lawyer, whatever. And like a week later, I think it was at my son's university. I think he was a famous Fox News host. Tragically, his son, I think it's Eric Bowling, was a Fox News host. His son died at a frat thing, like drinking and drugs and all that. And like the people I think didn't call. I shouldn't be saying this because I don't remember the details, but it was that thing, the thing that terrifies parents. And I've heard other stories where like, yeah, this kid got drunk at the frat house and fell down the stairs and like lacerated his kidney, but the boys didn't call because they don't want to get in trouble. And then the kid dies 3 hours later when they could have totally saved his life. I don't know the details on the Fox News host guy, so don't take that as gospel, but I know his son passed away from, it was alcohol or drugs or something. And it's just like, just call your parents to the cops. You're not going to go to prison for getting drunk, dude. You're not going to jail for that. And your parents are going to hate you. Your life's not going to end. But when you're a kid, you just don't understand. Mm-hmm. You think these things are like the biggest deal ever. You get caught drinking. Like, dude, they're not going to care about that. They're going to care that you're still alive. But speaking of parents, did you see the story of the weekend of the father that jumped off the Disney cruise ship to save his daughter who fell off? Now, there's a little bit of detail. I'm not clear on it, that he put her up on the rail to take a photo of her. And she fell off the rail and then fell into the ocean. So that
you better jump your fucking ass in there.
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but yeah. But thank goodness she didn't hit like the things, because there's those escape boats, the life boats. There's just some shit hanging off the side of the boat sometimes, some radar shit and just some pipes and things. Because it was like from the 4th level, so that's many feet. If she hit a piece of steel, man, she'd be dead. So
she could have died hitting the water. That's 40 feet.
At least, right?
Yeah, at least. The main deck on one of those ships, it could be fucking 60 feet in the air. These things are huge. But she could have died hitting the fucking water, even if she didn't hit anything on the way down. Yeah, like that shit is fucking deadly, man.
But he treaded water with her for 20 minutes, and this little yellow boat went out there and picked them up. So my goodness. But yeah, I read later that he was putting her on the rail to take a photo or something.
Dumbass.
Like, if I don't know if that's true, because you know how the internet is. Something happens, then it's a game of telephone, and all this shit gets made up that isn't true. But if that's true, what on earth are you thinking, dude?
And that's why you'd have a sign there that says, "Do not put children up on railing." And you read it and go, who the fuck would do that?
Do we need a sign for this? Apparently. I don't know.
Oh God,
but, they're okay. They'll have a story to tell.
Yeah, you got to have a hell of a story to tell to CPS.
I wonder if he's banned from the ship now. Well, Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry to inform you, you're no longer allowed to sail the 7 seas with the Disney Wish. That's right, you son of a bitch. You know what happened if that little girl died?
That's right, fucker. You almost killed her. Oh, you stupid bastard. You can't be on this ship anymore.
I feel like if the story is true that he put her on the rail to take a picture and then she fucking almost died, I feel like she's getting a really good Christmas gift for the next 5 years at least.
Well, guess who's getting a pony?
Yeah.
Dude, they should have done to save her, take her inside, give her hot cocoa and warm blankets and a show by all the Disney characters. But him, you just tie a rope to him and drag him behind the boat till you get to your next
Haul him.
port.
Put him under the ship.
You're getting killed, you fucking idiot. Because you almost killed a 5-year-old little angel, you dumbass. It's even worse because you're her father. She was the little girl, right down the last person who would cause you to fall off of a boat. Oh, that's easy. My daddy. Oh, sorry, little girl. He's the first one because he's a dumbass. You're getting
if that's true, that's
sir.
If it is true that he did that, that is Hall of Fame stupidity, dude.
Yeah. Take him down to the deepest recesses of that ship where they put the Disney characters who didn't make it on screen and fucking whip the back of his fucking legs until they bleed.
None the miser with another bagger. He says, if I were her, I'd ask Santa for a life jacket.
A little late, but I'll take it.
Oh, little girl. What do you want for Christmas, little girl? Look at Heather here stirring up trouble. Can you imagine if the parents are divorced and the ex-wife is always telling them to be careful?
Well, what's that? What's that disappearing over the horizon, sir? Oh, that's joint custody. Bye. Bye, joint custody. See ya. It's been real.
Well, sir, the court has determined that you're not responsible enough.
You're an idiot.
They have a courtroom on the Disney Wish cruise ship.
And everybody's a character. Donald Duck is the judge.
He's just like cussing you out in that duckese that he speaks.
Hey, if you don't get some human beings in this courtroom, I'm going to start kicking your fucking ass. I don't want Goofy to represent me. Oh, why not? I have a 99% clearance rate.
While we're speaking, let's bring in our legal expert, the one and only St. Bernard Sanders. How are you doing, friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. Happy July 1st.
Oh, happy July 1st to you too. No, would you take this case if this man was going to lose his custody of his daughter for putting her on the rail and then she fell because he was being irresponsible allegedly? Do you think you'd be able to defend this in court? I know you're good and you've won at the Supreme Court level a few times. Could you defend something this stupid?
Well, actually, I'm great. I can do it. When I first got out of doggy law school, and I've done a lot of school because I got a lot of years. When I first got out of doggy law,
now you graduated top of the kennel, right?
I did. I graduated top of the kennel, and I stood on top of the kennel. And then I went on to practice. It's very esoteric. It's called shipboard law. And I got a degree in that too. So I, with confidence, would take the case and get that stupid son of a bitch off.
Now, what would be your strategy here? What would you go for an insanity defense? Would you say he was overserved at Goofy's Mai Tai bar? What would you do to assuage his guilt here?
Well, I definitely have to tie it in to the Disney staff because of their unprofessionalism. And I don't know about you, but in the circle of dogs, I've seen Pluto get pretty shit-faced.
Oh, now this wouldn't be the first run-in you've had with Mickey Mouse himself. Now you've successfully sued him before, and that was a domestic thing. Do you have any details you want to share on that?
That rat mother, excuse me, I almost lost my cool. Yes, I have a past with Mr. Mouse, and due to ongoing litigation, I can't talk about that little rat fuck.
All right. I guess we'll just leave it at that. We don't want to break any of the rules of the court.
Bury that bone. See what I did there?
Right. Brilliant. Okay, well, guys, if you are in trouble, if you are an irresponsible dumbass and you put a child on a rail of a boat, which you should never do, this is the man to call. 1-800-SNIFS-A-LOT. And St. Bernard Sanders, he can get you out of any jam.
All it's going to cost you is a nice deep sniff of your ass.
Thank you, St. Bernard Sanders. He is we have him on retainer for the show. There he goes. The one and only. One of the greatest attorneys I've ever met. I think of all the dog attorneys I've ever met, he's the best one.
Oh, he's the tops, man. He's the pick of the litter. And you know what? Every time he comes here, man, I learned something new. I didn't know there was shipboard law. But of course he would know, right?
Right, yeah.
So
his brother was a naval attorney, a JAG, right? Judge, advocate, jury, or something like that, or whatever that's.
Judge, advocate, general, yeah.
Yeah, judge, advocate, yeah. His brother was JAG, actually. So I didn't know that.
And he, I wouldn't ask him about it if I were you, but if you read his memoirs, he had a very bad accident on a Carnival cruise ship. So
right, I forgot.
It's very personal, and I think that was the motivation behind him going into and getting a degree in shipboard.
No,
maritime.
that was that.
I think it's maritime law.
He's at the 2 memoirs. That was the early one, Dog Days at Sea, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and not to be confused with the second one, Dog Days of the Courtroom. That was different. That was a little more upbeat, though. You couldn't tell by the title, but it was a little more upbeat than the first one.
Right. Naval Sniffing Attorney, right? NSA. There you go.
He was top of his class, man. He was
top
really
of the
something.
kennel. That's right.
So, I mean, you fucked up, Disney. That's all I got to say. You fucked up.
Well, it's 10 p.m. in California. That is a lot of nonsense, guys. We covered robosexuality. We covered cruise ship maritime disasters.
And law.
That's right. We talked about all kinds of
maritime litigation. We did a lot of shit, man.
Air Jordan shoes from the 90s. It was all a great time was had. Guys, we're going to do Apocalypto next week. We couldn't do it this week because my photo person wasn't available. But Comic-Con is coming. If you can get your booty out to San Diego, I'd love to see it in person. Shake your hand. Hopefully you don't smell. I don't know. People get all the way to that convention. They forget to shower. Something's going on. You can meet me in person, meet some of the buddies. We're having an awesome party on July 26th at my friend's super sexy bar, restaurant, pizza place. It's going to be an awesome time in the best city in the world, San Diego, my city. And we're going to be launching some crowdfunded comics pretty soon. You're going to love what you see here. Jericho, you got anything to promote?
Just keep following me on my various platforms. I will be cranking out the hits. A lot of shit going on. After we leave here, I'm going to upload 2 videos, so check that shit out. But yeah, like I mentioned before, so many things going on in the world. And I'm going to try to talk about as much of it as I can.
All right. Well, it is interesting political time, so there's a lot of material for you. So, guys, find him online. He's Jericho Green, JG Talk, Green Jericho over on X. I'm Big Man Comics on X, and I'm Gabe L-Tabe everywhere else except TikTok. I'm Big Man Comics 1. And you can go to bigmancomics.com and get all my great stuff over there. And we will see you next week. And tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Pacific, I'll be going live with the Eisner Award-winning legend, great friend of mine who's celebrating his 76th or 77th birthday today, the great Mike Baron, writer of The Punisher, writer of The Flash, writer of the Eisner-winning Nexus science fiction comic book. He will be on with me at 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. He is a character. He is funny. One of my best friends in the whole comic book business. Love Mike Baron. So tune into that tomorrow. Hit the like and hit the share. We'll see you next time.